and see, Lord, and they selling out without a doubt. So they say we know what to shout about. They say in the morning we drunk, we can't get up. To cut a long story short, we lost, we what, but flour gone up, yeah, we what? Sugar gone up, we asking what? But how come we do ask what? When rum, cigarettes, and the pets gone up? They say all the water stop, when the ladies taste the delicacies, up, but flour gone up. What? Butter gone up, we asking what? Hey, let's go. Hey. Hit the horns.
Request your favorite song. 622-4911.
Change the world with love. Change the world with love. Sing it together now. Hey, oh.
This is TTT News on Talk City 91.1 FM.
Good morning. This is your TTT News Update. I'm Carrie Roberts. Making the news at this time. Attorney at law Martin George says he's optimistic that the Children's Authority of Trinidad and Tobago and the Ministry of the People, Social Development and Family Services can find a workable compromise. His remarks come after Minister Vandana Mohit on Sunday called for the resignation of the Children's Authority Board. In an interview with TTT News on Tuesday, Mr. George expressed hope that both sides can move toward mutual understanding and resolution. He warned, however, that any lapse in leadership at the authority could disrupt the work of the family court.
It is that the Children's Authorities, without a board or without effective executive leadership, are not able to function properly, because the point is the family court makes referrals very often to the Children's Court, to the Children's Authority. The Children's Authority is usually involved in several matters before the court, even sometimes just as, seeking the interests and welfare of a child as a neutral third party. So, yes, of course, that would definitely impact on operations.
Mr. George said the authority should be afforded an opportunity to properly account for its actions.
Once they can demonstrate that they have acted reasonably, rationally, and creditably, then certainly this appears to be a scenario where we ought to give them the opportunity to be able to, explain their situation, justify their stewardship, and probably make their requests for, whatever additional resources or support they need in terms of the discharge of their functions.
On Sunday, Minister of the People, Social Development and Family Services, Vandana Mohit, called on the board of the Children's Authority to resign. She cited millions of dollars in outstanding payments, including staff benefits, statutory deductions, and payments owed to suppliers. In other news, the Ministry of Transport and Civil Aviation is warning that electric scooters and motorcycles being used on the nation's roads must be properly registered and ridden by licensed drivers. The ministry says many riders are operating these vehicles without registration or the required driving permits. Because they are mechanically propelled, electric scooters and motorcycles are legally classified as motor vehicles under the Motor Vehicles and Road Traffic Act. Officials remind the public that it is an offense to use or allow the use of an unregistered motor vehicle, and it is also illegal to drive without a valid permit for that class of vehicle. Anyone in breach of the law can face enforcement action. The ministry is urging road users across Trinidad and Tobago to follow the regulations to protect public safety and ensure responsible use of the road network. It also notes that the licensing authority can refuse vehicle registration on safety grounds. Minister of Sport and Youth Affairs and Member of Parliament for Lohoketa Talparo, Philip Watts, was on the move on Tuesday as he joined local government and utility officials for a series of site assessments across Caparo and Mamaral. Minister Philip Watts spearheaded a marathon of site visits aimed at accelerating community development and addressing local grievances. The day began at the Caparo Recreation Ground. He toured the facility alongside Chairman of the Couva Tabaki Talparo Regional Corporation, Ryan Rampersad, and Councillor John Lazama. Together, they evaluated the current infrastructure and mapped out potential upgrades intended to transform the grounds into a modern hub for the community. The delegation then traveled to Lee Cam Road in Mamral, where the focus shifted to essential services. MP Watts coordinated a meeting between residents and a high-level team from WASA, including the head of the Central Region and district engineers. Officials listened to residents' concerns firsthand and conducted technical assessments to streamline upcoming repairs to the area's water infrastructure. In some sport news now, the Confederation of African Football has ruled that the winners of the Africa Cup of Nations 2025 are no longer Senegal, but Morocco, following a decision by its appeals board. The saga began when Morocco was awarded a penalty in the 2025 AFCON final, which was subsequently missed by Brahim Diaz. But before that, several Senegal players refused to continue the match and even left the playing field. Minutes later, the players returned to the pitch led by Sadio Mane, and Senegal initially went on to win the match. However, after the appeal process, CAF reviewed the situation and issued a final ruling. The spokesperson for CAF said the appeal board decided that the Senegal national team is declared to have forfeited the final. And now on to some weather. We have mostly fair and hazy and windy conditions, despite a few brisk isolated showers. Winds can gust at times, especially near showers. There's a mild or moderate concentration of Saharan dust present in the atmosphere. Sensitive persons should take the necessary precautions. Seas are rough, with waves 3 meters in open waters and up to 2 meters and choppy in sheltered areas. And that's what's making the news this morning. But joining us right now is the host of Trinidad and Tobago Today, Vermala Bakaran. Good morning, Vermala.
Good morning, Carrie. How are you today? Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday. We're in the middle of the week. We're getting there. Well, it's a short work week, actually.
Yeah, just one more day to go, and then we'll be free.
Free.
Yeah, well, Carrie, yesterday the world celebrated World Social Work Day.
Yes, we did, yeah.
So we're celebrating all the amazing work that our social workers do every single day, the importance of that work, and we thank them for everything that they've done.
Them, because
That was TTT News on Talk City 91.1 FM.
Talk City 91.1 FM. Talk.
The Cabinet has approved the increase in the permissible age of importation of foreign-use right-hand drive private cars, that's sports utilities, SUVs, sedans, and station wagons, powered by gasoline, dieseline, or compressed natural gas, CNG, from 3 years to under 8 years, and under from the date of manufacture.
Music. Culture.
As Prime Minister Kamla Prasad Bisesa has announced recently with our revitalization master plan, we are open for business. And a key area, a key focus of that master plan is, of course, the energy sector and the energy hub. And we will be open for business, not only for Nutrien, but for all other players that wish to discuss their investment portfolio with us.
Engaging conversations, latest news, our music. This is Talk City 91.1 FM.
If it matters to you, it matters to us. We report the news, real stories in real time. TTT News, nightly at 7. TTT News, committed, accurate, relevant.
Is your business experiencing the following symptoms? Not enough customers, low sales, slow cash flow. It's time for your business to be seen and heard by thousands of potential customers inside this new, exciting television and social media feature.
Welcome.
The 1020 with Junior K. Up for this exciting challenge and confident about your business? If you are, the 1020 feature is just for you. It's where you give your customers 10 reasons in 20 seconds why they should shop by you. This fun-filled feature will be captured, packaged, and aired on television and promoted on social media simultaneously. Small, medium, and large businesses call or WhatsApp 764-3378 or 313-4215. Let's feature your business. 1020 with Junior K. It's affordable, effective, and fun.
History in the rhythm. Issues in the spotlight. Talk City 91.1. Wake up to the issues that matter most on the Ground Report. Join Andy Williams and Lennox Smith every morning from 6 to 9 a.m. for real talk, real analysis, and real perspectives on the stories shaping our nation. News, current affairs, and voices from the ground, unfiltered and unapologetic. That's the Ground Report. Weekday mornings on Talk City 91.1, where the conversation begins.
This is Destra, and you're listening to the Ground Report on Talk City. Keep it locked!
The ground report.
The government of Trinidad and Tobago is not closing down Petrotrin.
The ground report. The ground report.
I would think that there's been very clear that all the employees of Petrotrin will exit the company. All.
The Ground Report with Andy Williams and Lennox Smith.
Bang, 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 bang. Bang, bang, bang.
6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Join Andy Williams and Lennox Smith, the Ground Report team, as they rip apart the lies, half-truth, and misinformation that the mainstream media never discuss. The Ground Report with Andy Williams and Lennox Smith.
Bang, 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 bang.
Oh boy. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Time check. It's 11 minutes past your 6 o'clock. And you're listening to the Ground Report on Talk City 91.1 FM. You're also viewing us and listening to us on our several social media platforms. Real Media TT on Facebook, Real Media TT on YouTube. The Ground Report, yes, The Ground Report on YouTube. Corridor Transformation on YouTube. 648 Television. Reverend Felix, you all a pleasant good morning to you all. Not forgetting at Talk City, yes, at Talk City 919 FM on Facebook and on YouTube and on Twitter. TikTok, in fact.
Bang, 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 bang.
Let me say a pleasant good morning to all my maxi taxi drivers, PH drivers, bus drivers, truckers.
Into the darkness you shine.
7-seaters.
Out of the air.
What's my all my drivers? Good morning to my drivers.
Bang, bang, bang.
The Ground Report with Andy Williams and Lennox Smith.
Our God is greater. Our God is stronger. God, you are higher than any other. Our God is healer. Awesome in power. Our God. Our God. Our God is the
And very soon I would like you all to get or be a part of What's the Mark? What's your dream?
Our God is healer. Awesome in power. Our God.
This morning I think I seen, because 4 marks that have to play this morning, but I'll come back with this at this any 7 o'clock hour. 4 marks, it have, I think, from 10, then around 11, 12 or so. Then, 4 times. And I want to believe one of those Mark and them go play. One, which is 21. Like mouth. Yeah, mouth. The next mark I'm looking at is 16. I think I jam it. Yeah. I will tell you why I'm looking at that. And then the next mark I'm looking at is where Sarege jam it. Rowley, I don't know. This man say we have a jam it prime minister, yes? Oh my God. We papa, the man come out the hole. Trump gone, all the time he saying he only afraid he get grabbed. Man raise his head. Well, that clip, Lennox Smith, send that clip for me, you know, boy. I only hear about it, I ain't hear it, you know. Send that clip there for me. I can't believe people only send a message saying, look, this disrespectful man. Say how Kamala Prasad be says, sir, for raising the issue of Bali's house. He says only a Jamet go do that. But I remember when which is the bigger Jamet, Dr. Rowley, who is a Jamet and all here. Yeah, we go play 36, donkey. But we have one more missing all here. We say 16, 21. Yeah, we say 16, 21. While I just throwing out, you know, so my co-host and them will help formulate this. Yeah, we are the mark of the day, man. But the marks for today. Yeah, the marks for today, man. Where the hell? The man say, this lady, who a small, nice little senior citizen like Kamala Prasad says, could become a Jamet. When he read the emails and them, I wonder if I have a video clip in here with he reading the emails and them in Parliament to topple a former, the same Kamala government about wanting to kill a journalist. He do that. Now the Honorable Prime Minister is saying here where it is. Lottery, not lottery, but raffle carries over $100 million. Raffle? You and Heinz raise that? Well, boy, better only to run the country as a raffle, only to raise real money. So we will send one more mark pick for the day, you know. One more pick for the day. Because of past circumstances yesterday, present circumstances now. So far we have 16. We have Mo 21. We have 36. He's a donkey. And we may send one. My two co-hosts go tell me where they dream or whatever to put in that thing there. So I think the marks for today, yeah, marks. Not one. Let's give her, because 4 times, eh? Marks for today. 20, look, somebody said 20, so 20, 21. 20 is all here. That, he's a, oh God, only don't name it. The eyes are dog, and eyes are good one. A dog is too good for he. But they've died the mark. Nah, don't die the mark all here. Where is 31? Somebody said 31. Somebody said 22. 22 is what? Oh, he's a rat. Oh my God. I know my co-hosts and them they feeling out the scene, and I like that. Just structure it, my brothers. Sometimes I mark for the day I might dream friggin' Lennox Smith and all you. Or I dream Snipes. Yeah. way we are the structure the mark, you know. And let me see, and when we hit, we go hit big. We gotta make sure when we hit two, we get the mega ball and all. Oh God! And then we didn't get the mega ball in the first one. Remember, a white ball drops, and then the next play, you have a greater chance in getting that mega ball. So we have to get that mega ball today for Rowley. He's a jam it.
Bang, 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 bang.
If I jam it and play today, they be going ducking all year. It going and play tomorrow. Or they go see something. We must play the true Jamet of Trinidad and Tobago, with his Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley. That is the biggest Jamet that ever passed across Trinidad and Tobago. Somebody say he's number 7. Where is 7 earlier? Oh, 31 is big Jamet. Oh, me know it a small Jamet and big one too. All right. All right. Well, you're well into the mark, boy. What? Plenty of my people, let's play and dream their marks on them, boy. And then you, our wide listenership, will have the opportunity to, on various days, to tell us what you believe is the mark of the day. And then you all will organize and give us that mark. One, I can't give you plenty. 1 mark per person. 4 people a day. Somebody only saying 36. Where is 36? I know Lennox Smith. You know that mark? Name 36. Where is 36?
I am unfamiliar.
Snipes, where is 36? Everybody just saying 36.
I ain't too sure, but we'll figure it out.
Of course, before the program finishes.
Is money on your mind this morning?
Yes. And don't forget, of course, but that would be courtesy a particular entity. We will, of course, roll it out tomorrow.
Yes,
definitely.
Yes. But morning to you, Director Snipes, because we had to get down into business. And all of you, all in sundry online, all that I see all of you already online. 400 and something of you total already. Program now start. Yeah. Hey, I want to subscribe to it. Plenty earlier. Subscribe. We are the biggest listenership, but all in subscribing. I want to see about 10, 20, 30, 40, 50,000 people subscribe. And press notice. Okay? So subscribe. Who online they subscribe? YouTube and Facebook tell me all ain't subscribing at all. The numbers ain't growing in that way. Yes, it have plenty always listen, plenty always lock on and them kind of thing, but subscribe now. Let me get it there to get it there.
Just click on the subscribe button and we will know that you're there. You know, we'll feel your support.
Exactly.
And of course, it will give you an opportunity as well to make certain that when we begin, you of course begin as well on time.
Yeah. Definitely YouTube will remind you.
Yes, of course.
Nice.
Right. So that is the advantage of doing that. But apart from that, we can track the numbers, the statistics, so that we have a clear idea that you are out there and you are subscribing to your favorite programs on morning. The only one that you would subscribe to on a morning is the Ground Report, no doubt.
Nice. Oh boy, Trinidad and Tobago. Headliners. The former Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago press conference where he stated that the Honorable Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, he never believed and he always knew that she is a Jamet. What says thou? So that's all I just wanted to know.
It is a contradiction, and that is the phantasmagorical. So there's a projection or production of Dr. Rowley and his very, what I consider to be warped mind, because he said that it was the anniversary of his retirement. Why he called that, you know? And nothing about what benefit to him, because it's his retirement and nobody asked him to retire. He retired. And you want to make that a national issue and, of course, raise all of these, what I consider to be cacophonous babbling in terms of his his inability to focus on any particular topic. He only spoke about national issues and reinforced his ideological position, and at the same time recognizing that he did it his way, but he doesn't want Kamala Persad-Bissessar, the current Prime Minister, to do it her way. I mean, what kind of individual is that? That is self-righteous indignation, almost a unctuous hypocrisy. Yeah, because you cannot, if you are out of it, you are out of it, and you cannot come now on the occasion of I never see that before, I never heard that before, I never experienced that before, on the anniversary of your quitting, your copping out, your abandonment of the job that you would have had on your own volition, and then come in our faces to tell us, like some hubris or some egotist, to massage his ego, to tell us about how you spent it, but then spoke of national issues and projecting your ideological stupidity. But we will deal with that.
We have somebody online already. Let me see. Oh boy. People calling from foreign everything already. I don't know. Like people are happy to see Dr. Rowley again. So let's hear what the people have to say. Yeah, them happy to see the man. Well, the man raised from the dead, and the man just rise. Come from nowhere.
Yeah. And his misogynic statements continues loud. You know
Word,
what I mean? To call the Prime Minister a Jamet and so on, which he did before, and to suggest somehow he is clean. And notice I ain't saying was, I'm saying suggesting he is clean, meaning that from past to now we cannot help but notice that he's not. But go ahead.
Go ahead, foreign caller. Morning.
Go ahead, caller.
Go ahead,
Good morning.
Yeah, morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Go ahead. We hear you loud and clear.
Oh, Miss Brooklyn, go ahead.
Happy,
all right, go ahead. You're coming in and out.
Trinidad and Tobago. Love in the house. It's a blessing. Yesterday was my daughter's birthday. Send us something for Kawa. Kawa birthday from Shogonas.
All right. And when we see you,
thank you, my love. Thank you, my love.
And when would we be seeing you? Because you're a regular visitor.
I was only for 3 months, and I just come up a week.
Ah, okay. So you choose to be silent. All right, we will convey to your daughter. Happy birthday.
I will send her something for all you.
Well, all right. So your daughter name is what? Carol?
Yeah, Kara.
Kara, happy birthday on behalf of the
years,
50 years.
50 years.
Boy, you have big trends, so you 90 or what?
70. I 70.
Oh, yeah, some age.
Old lady.
Andy,
old lady.
She was doing this thing young.
Oh, no, I can't do it again. I'm tired.
All right,
Brooklyn. Oh boy.
So I have a 50-year-old daughter. She had to be doing it young at 70. I agree.
Okay, Andy, I forget. Andy, I think he forget that he wants Kamala not to reveal the list, but he know his name is top of the list with capital letters. The raper man, his name is top of the list with the capital letters. Okay, so he wanted to tell Kamala, no, but don't worry, the name is coming out soon later.
Any views or opinions expressed on the Ground Report are solely those of the hosts and callers and do not represent the views, policies, or official position of Talk City 91.1, its management, or affiliates.
And again, your City Pitbull Radio knows nothing about that. And again, if it's anybody, you only could always log on to Corridor Transformation on our afternoon from 8. Lennox Smith will let you all know. Oh, he will talk that because Ground Report
in graphic and detailed terms.
The Ground Report don't have an idea of that. I told we have no evidence of that, and that view is that caller view, not with you, and we condemn that caller for even saying something like that on this program. Me, I fed up used to be in court. Well, Lennox and them go by themselves now, man. I not on that. Let me continue here.
Morning, Andy Williams. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Good morning, Lennox Smith. Good morning, Nigel Snipes. And good morning to Mikey K, wherever you may be. Those who streaming on the World Wide Web, pleasant good morning to you all. Ground reporters, steady ranking inside, lock on listening. Good program today, I hope. Love in the house. Blessed love to each and everyone. Hey, Lennox, morning again. Give me a little call now, boy. But my phone was giving a little problem and things, so I wasn't receiving no calls at all. I don't know if you ever tried to call me, but give me a call today. The problem solved, okay? Very important. I need to talk to you something serious before I come on air with it now, boy. Andy.
No problem.
Andy, 11 boy. 11 and 7. 11 is Kobo, 7 is Hog. You understand? Yeah, them two mark I feel he go be playing as boy.
He's the next mark that they don't play 37. Big Mule.
37.
Jackass Mother 36.
Oh, it's about 36. Me know about 37. Whoa, they create a mark for he. 37 boy. Wow. Morning, caller.
And something called Big Mule.
Good morning, Andy. Good morning, Lennox. I think that Mount Rowley come out from his gold pen and call him my honorable Prime Minister Janet. You know what Rowley play for? 21 and 36. You know the flip side of that?
Wow.
They kill for a cat hour. They lick hour. Rowley is so disrespectful. And out of time, remember? And you know the disrespectful one, the ballad one by Camille Robinson, by Insishin Tenapuna on the platform. I'll come out and deal with them disrespectful people and them by disrespecting the Prime Minister. Rowley don't fight him, we go deal with you. And yeah, look to us, that's why you really want to go to school, I will talk back in. Yeah.
What a contribution, but will we pay any for cams? Cams this morning? You ain't hungry this morning? Well. Oh my God. Let me continue really quick. Pastor John, man. Look, Pastor
Well, you
John.
know, there are some people who are very selfish, you know. He might feel that he has the right to criticize or to express himself in a disappointing way. But he doesn't want anybody else so to do.
Oh.
Particularly members of the opposition or a character such as the former Prime Minister.
Oh.
So that's how I interpret that.
Go ahead, caller.
Morning, Andy.
Good morning.
Morning, YTK. Morning, Mr. Sniper. Morning to Trinidad and Tobago. Andy and Lennox, I want to bring in Lennox because Lennox might be older than me and you. So I want to be like preaching from a message from God this morning.
Wow.
I, Malcolm X, bringing a message from God this morning.
Yes.
Lennox, you remember in the days when your mother make ice cream and cake for one of your birthday, how the neighbors used to share. They used to send a glass and a piece of cake for the neighbors. When they had dashing bush, who had dashing bush, sharing it with the neighbor. Who have pig, they killing a pig for Christmas, they sharing it with the neighbors. If you check it out, them days who had a mango tree, and anyone we could have run and pick anybody, could have do everything. Them was in the days that we was God people. We used to look out for one another. From the time we start to get education to go uni and go these places, everybody start to study. I sacrifice and I do this and I do that. They start to bring mango by the road to sell on a table. Everything start to go in a way like God put everything on this earth for me. I want to stick, I know I will get cut off just now, but I want this message to go out to Trinidad and Tobago. The doctors and them who study and get a profession, and the lawyers, the police and everybody, don't feel all you get that. God bless all you with that, and he send all you to do a job. You see them doctors and them who working in the hospital, and they in the private place, and they want to charge you $20-something thousand to see by your foot, and they seeing by your foot for free in the hospital, but they gain you a long appointment. You see all of them who dealing with your heart and dealing with everything, and they want to charge you $5,000 and $20,000 because they want to buy a Mercedes Benz, they want to buy a yacht. You see them lawyers and them who want to put off case, and every time it's $1,500. And you see the politicians and them, and the police and them who corrupted. All you have to understand, when God tell Moses to go and free people from Pharaoh, let my people go, and God promised to take them to the promised land, there was disobedience. And the disobedience there was, God part the sea, destroy Pharaoh enemies, the soldiers and them. And when they done, they gone to make a calf of God, and they want God to see. And God punished them. They never see the promised land. He make them roam for 40 years. You see Trinidad right now? We're going through a period of roaming because all the crime and all the thing, everybody want to blame this one and that government and this government and that church and that church. All of we is part of the church. All of we is part of the government. And it's we who, with disobedience right now, and we paying for it. You see all the killing and all the things? All the check we're going on, who responsible for it. You see all them people in the hospital with sick, and because they have no money, they are dead. Check who paying for it. All you, Trinidad and Tobago, let we start to blame ourselves because the presence of God is so close that all you know is only wickedness on this blessed place where God was a Trinidadian. All you let we dig ourselves and see who responsible. You see all the politicians, we're recycling and on greed, and want to realize that all you're blaming, all you want to blame the Prime Minister, all you want to blame this one, all you check who is chairman, who is managing director, who is who, running all the racket, who is the CEO, who is everybody, who can't account for the money that they have in all them bank and them. All your watch, all your days are numbered, God present. You see Trump, we feel he is God, that he could do what he wants with Cuba. All you check it out right now. His days are numbered. God bless all who hear this morning from Malcolm X. Read it, study it. All you could call Mr. Barra Paul, all you could call and criticize. All you will realize who is really the problem at Trinidad and Tobago. I go on we.
Bang, 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 bang.
Yes, indeed. Of course, so we have to go for a break. And when we come back, more on this edition of the Ground Report.
But Johnny, how come your house is twice the size of mine, but my bill is twice the cost of yours? Johnny, what's going on, boy? How your bill so low? How your bill so low? I conserving energy, I switch your LED, I just turn off the AC, and I'm saving real money. It's our responsibility for a brighter TNT. Cut the waste and you would see. Why everybody asking me? They asking how you been so low? How you been so low? TN Tech, powering the nation into the next generation.
South Trinidad, we're turning up the love on Thursday, March 19th, the night before the holiday. Sweet 100.1 FM brings you Reggae Love Live. And we're taking over the lobby in South Trinidad for one unforgettable night. Enjoy big reggae anthems, sweet lovers rock, and so much more. Pure reggae vibes all night long. This is your midweek escape, your reason to step out and feel irie.
Before you pull that trigger, hate to see when youths become friend killers.
Bring your crew, bring your energy, bring your best vibes, because we're lighting up the lounge with music you know and love. Admission is free, so no excuses. Thursday, March 19th at the lobby. This is Reggae Love Live. One love, one launch, 100.
The microphones are down and the boots are laced up. This Good Friday, the top media houses of Trinidad and Tobago are stepping off the air and onto the field. Get ready for the Intermedia Football Cup 2026. Come out and rep your favorite media personalities as they clash for football glory and bragging rights. The best part? It's free. So bring the family, bring your coolers, and don't forget your vibe. Friday, April 3rd, Police Barracks, St. James. It's football, energy, and excitement. Kickoff at 11 a.m. The Intermedia Football Cup 2026, powered by TTT Limited. For more information, like, love, follow us on social media at TTT Live Online. No glass bottles allowed. Intermedia Football Cup 2026.
The TTT Intermedia Football Cup 2026, sponsored by Digicel, Sunshine Snacks, Blue Waters, and Stamina Energy.
This is Destra, and you're listening to the Ground Report on Talk City. Keep it locked!
Bang, 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 bang.
Good morning, Andy Williams, Lennox Smith, Director. Good morning to the Ground Report listeners on Talk City 91.1 FM. This morning, my friend Burnham, Mr. Williams, is yesterday I saw on one of the daily newspaper where the UK, since instituting the visa restriction, have, deported or sent back, I should say, some Trinidad nationals who was applying for refugee status. And now the UK have their rules, and I quite support them that, should somebody not meet their criteria, send them back, be it Trinidadians or whoever. But my friend Bernard this morning, Mr. Williams, is that when will Trinidad start doing the same thing to other people in this country that are illegal? Because I know they did a registration and it was very well subscribed, and there's a procedure of in person part going on now where they have to come in. But it's time that we hear some sort of deportation taking place in this country. You understand? Because I sure there are plenty of illegal migrants that didn't register. And those that are claiming refugee status, and if the UK could do it, then we can do it also, because a lot of our rules and regulations, we follow the UK model, right? So I am saying this morning, it's time this government take a page out of the UK and start deporting all the, a lot of the people who are here illegally, to send a message that Trinidad and Tobago is not accepting anybody breaking our immigration laws. You guys take care and bless.
oh boy. We're Pastor John, boy. I know I had Pastor John here. Pastor don't get involved so much, you know. But he had something to say. All right, look, Pastor John, man. We're Pastor John had to see. We're Pastor John. He's a serious pastor. He used to rally with me, you know. He used to protest and thing with me. Come out there and pray and thing. And yeah. There's a serious pastor. We had priest too.
I remember him very distinctly. Yeah. Yes, always giving us,
but we have
inviting, of course, the presence of the Almighty before we embark on whatever national issue that we have conjured up and, of course, pursued. So we want to thank him as well. Yeah.
We had real pundits too and imams and thing to it, yeah?
Yeah, yes. But he always was at the forefront and was always predisposed to whatever we would have asked of him. So that in my view, gave him the edge.
You know what this used to hurt me about that when I see imams and pundits and priests and bishops and all the acolytes are them godly people that teaching the world about God and all them things. But I only used to just see one Baptist, Lennox Smith alone. I can't understand this, you know. I only used to see one Baptist head, Lennox Smith, Bishop Smith. What's Bishop Baba Burke's boy? I can't understand this at all.
Well, it's consistent with seeing only one pundit.
let me go to the lines only. Let me play them first.
The line is open. The lines are open. And we have a caller on this side. Good morning.
Go ahead.
Welcome to the Ground Report.
Andy and Lennox, good morning.
Good morning.
I want to find out something from you all, right? I don't know if all you went through this in life. All you know how it is to get horn from your best friend. When you see your friend horn you, man, you just get to hate your mother and all, you know. You remember Rowley, they get hate horn by his best friend in the cabinet. And it was a Indian. And since he get a hate woman, he have no respect, nothing for women again. That horn get Rowley mad. Rowley need to go by a doctor and see about himself. Rowley go hang himself on his head, you know. That horn, he can't get out of that horn, you know. And is the best East Indian friend in the cabinet. Horn him and take his wife. And all that cover up. So please don't surrender the honor too. Have a blessed morning.
Nice.
Any views or opinions expressed on the Ground Report are solely those of the hosts and callers and do not represent the views, policies, or official position of Talk City 91.1, its management, or affiliates.
Nice. Awesome other thing here. Good morning, Andy Lennox, the Ground Report. Ask the minister what is she doing about the delinquent landlords and their highly overgrown lots. And then the next one came in. Good morning, Andy Lennox, Ground Report. Can you please find out why it takes between 4 to 8 weeks to get a Trinidad and Tobago passport in 2026? Then I have our next one. Good morning, Andy Lennox, the Ground Report. I think the Prime Minister should publish a list of all government members of Parliament. It's extremely difficult to access their email addresses. After all, they are public servants. Oh, this person is real. Look, I know first time I see all of this, and I know really. Then the next one here. I need to know why properties in rental areas are still classified as agricultural land by Town and Country Planning. Andy and Lennox, good morning, Ground Report. Very informative program as usual. Can you facilitate me with Minister Kennedy Saratsing's email, please? Oh, this person thinking since November. Look at next one here, November 7th. Wow, I ain't read none, boy. Let's send voice note, man. Andy, very, very good job with the crew. I have 2 suggestions. For the manifesto, oh my God, I miss giving that suggestion for the manifesto, boy. But let me hear what was the suggestion. Instead of making life difficult for senior citizens, abolish the life certificate. And secondly, make it mandatory for all citizens 65 and over to receive their pension. Abolish the life certificate and make it mandatory. Okay. Well,
you know, the life certificate is an annual exercise that beneficiaries have to undergo to certify that they are alive.
Okay. So that given trouble, they take long to stay.
He's asking I
but let me know now, every people dead is long.
The authorities have to know that you are still alive. So maybe you can say every 2 years or so, as the case may be. But I think the annual trek to these institutions to show physically that you are, still in or on Earth, I think it's sometimes very tedious and tiresome and very difficult for persons of those ages. Remember, they are in their senior years, so maybe you can make it a little more easier for them in that way. But you need to also certify that you are not wasting, or anybody is trying some kind of skullduggery in acquiring monies that ought not to have been being issued.
Yeah, but does it take long? Does it take long? You see, like everything in Trinidad, they take long. So when they're dead, they take long to get a death certificate too? Or that is, just get that quick? I just ask you.
Well, only recently I tested the acquisition of a electronic birth certificate, and apart from the misinformation on the form itself.
You tell us about that.
Right. Yeah. But in terms of the actual
that
having,
is the same
of course, qualified, you get it in about 15 minutes to half an hour. So I think there is a tremendous improvement.
Okay.
And of course, it speaks to ease of doing business in Trinidad and Tobago in a positive way. But I don't know if that is across the board, inclusive of that annual thing that people have to do when they are on the National Senior Citizens System.
All right. Before you take that break there, let me just play Pastor John there very, very quick. Oh, boy. Before you take that needed break, quick, let me just play Pastor John. Let's hear what Pastor John have to say.
Brother, good night. Did I just hear on CNC3 News, I just came home, on PNM 3 News, that the former Prime Minister, who was an albatross and still is an albatross around this country's neck, Kid Rowley, called our loving Prime Minister Jamet and say we have a Jamet as a Prime Minister. If they don't sue him for everything that he's worth, everything, down to his last draws, then I will have no confidence in politicians again. I think she should sue the living daylights out of him. We had too much good lawyers in the UNC not to sue the living daylights, sue the very clothes off his back. How could you dare call our Prime Minister Jamet? You all have to make the claims and prove that Balize House was built on donations and not drug money. You all have to prove that it's a false claim. She doesn't have to prove anything. She said what she said. You all have to disprove it. When Patrick Manning was saying all kind of about a house that she built, she brought a box in Parliament with all the receipts and everything to prove that she didn't acquire anything illegally or use her office as Prime Minister to build a house and benefit from it. They have to prove. They have to prove everything, that it was not built from drug money. But note, she talked about pedophilia, and note he didn't defend that.
Go ahead for that needed break, my brother.
Talk City 91.1. Thought-provoking conversations, bold perspectives, voices you trust. Talk City 91.1. Bigger, bolder, and more powerful than ever before.
Yes, Talk City 91.1 FM.
A brand new era of talk radio is here. With voices you know, trust, and respect. Get ready for an all-new lineup of the very best in talk. Andy Williams, Lennox Smith, Stephen Reese, Mr. X, Derek Charbodi, Roland Stewart, Sharon Farfan, Sudath Prasad, Heavy Duty, Alex Asing, Karen Francisco, Jerry Lean Lewis, Short Pants, and more of the voices shaping the national conversation. From hard-hitting current affairs to real community issues, culture, politics, social development, and the stories that matter most to you. This is where Trinidad and Tobago comes to talk.
So I'll get right here on Talk City 91.1, where we're going to give you something new, something hot every day, Monday to Friday.
Listen on 91.1 FM and connect on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. Talk City 91.1. Your city, your voice.
Your stories, your communities, your country. TTT News is everywhere, on the ground, across Trinidad and Tobago, and on every smart device. TTT News, nightly at 7. TTT News, committed, accurate, relevant.
The Trinidad and Tobago online arrival and departure card platform will go live on March 17, 2026. This secure platform can be accessed at travel.gov.tt. It is free, convenient, and required information can be completed within a few minutes. Passengers must create an account using a valid email address to access the portal, which will be available 72 hours prior to travel. The online arrival and departure card is a mandatory declaration for all international passengers and replaces the former process of filling a paper form. To complete the online arrival and departure card, each traveler must have flight information, a valid passport, and must upload a picture of the passport biodata page. Receipts for immigration and customs containing a QR code will be generated upon submission. Download and save the receipts, which will also be sent via email. Edits can be made to the declaration prior to the day of travel. However, if any changes are required on the day of travel, passengers must complete a new online arrival and departure card. The QR code may be required before boarding and must be presented to officials upon arrival and departure. A transformative travel experience awaits. This was a production of the Information Division, Office of the Prime Minister.
You can listen on Talk City 91.1 FM and stay connected on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok, wherever you are.
This is Destra. Right now you're listening to Talk City 91.1. Keep it loud. Bang, 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 bang.
Nice, we are back. It's 3 minutes still, so let me just take this call here to to let us know about that debt thing there and the certificate and what it could have been, but how it is now. Go ahead, my baby.
Okay, Andy, morning, and to Lennox, Mikey, the whole of Trinidad and Tobago, morning.
Good morning.
I just wanted to make this a contribution because I heard somebody was saying about the life and death, how they should do away with that, right, for the senior citizens. But when Kamala then was in government, she did wanted to do that, right? But when the PNM came back into power, they abandoned that idea. What she wanted to do was register it with the life and death department now. So now they would have to communicate with the life and death. So then they would have know this who living and who are alive with the senior citizens. So therefore they wouldn't have to go to the place to register every year.
Oh, so she was going to register the life and death.
Yeah.
And where they will not go every year.
And you're sure the onus on the institution as part of their certification or ratification system, rather than on the customer or the beneficiary. I think that is good. Yeah. Having regard to the frailness of these beneficiaries, because remember they're in the twilight of their existence here, you know, and you don't want to put them through. Is a pain and an ache and a real effort to get out there and to line up in very inhospitable circumstances. Yeah, I love the idea.
What your mother?
Yes, so my mother is 93, and she does have to go through that too to go every time to the place there to register to register. Which was yesterday. We went to do that. Right?
So it's a recent experience. So it's a good thing we brought it up today, so others, so the authorities will hear some of the pain and the trauma that you know, these very frail, aged individuals have to go through in this annual trek here to these offices.
Yeah, and she's 93 years, so you know, for she to be going there. But when the UNC was in power between 2000, whenever they was in power, right? That is one of the ideas that they wanted to do. But when PNM come into power, they abolished that.
Well, all right. Thank you, my baby. We are on top.
In today's world, that is easy to do because you're going digital. All of government approach. So therefore, a person comes to represent or whatever. You just, you know, annually within the within the comfort of their office, they just communicate the website. And deal with it. Yeah. We have a news. Yes, we go for the news, and when we come back, more people.
Good morning, this is your TDT News Update. I'm Carrie Roberts. Making the news at this time. The Cipriani College of Labor and Cooperative Studies has teamed up with the Inter-American Institute for Cooperation on Agriculture in a new effort aimed at supporting farmers, organizations, and cooperatives across Trinidad and Tobago. College Director Dr. Andre Vincent Henry says collaboration of this nature is vital to building a stronger agricultural sector. He emphasized that modern agri-food development depends heavily on cooperatives, small businesses, and innovation. Dr. Henry made the remarks while addressing participants at a forum titled Agricultural Cooperatives in a New Agri-Food System, held on Tuesday at the college's auditorium.
Strengthening the agri-food systems through cooperatives, small enterprises, and innovation is therefore essential. It is also entirely consistent with the cooperative model, which speaks to collective effort, shared benefit, and local control over resources and production.
He added that as the institution marks its 60th anniversary milestone, the focus is not just on its legacy, but on shaping its path forward.
That future must include stronger focus on economic resilience, community-based enterprise, and sustainable livelihoods. It must include deeper engagement with sectors such as agriculture and the agri-food economy. And it must include partnerships that allow us to connect knowledge, policy, and practice in ways that deliver real impact.
Discussions on strengthening the commercial value of Trinidad and Tobago's premier festival commenced this week as the Ministry of Culture and Community Development hosted the Blueprint of Carnival public consultation at the Queen's Park Savannah. Improving public safety, upgrading infrastructure, boosting marketing, and enhancing the visitor experience were among the priority areas identified. The ministry says Carnival must be treated not only as a cultural showcase, but as a serious economic driver, and the forum brought stakeholders together to better align tradition with global market opportunities. A key focus of the consultation was the steel pan and how the country's orange economy can transition into a more sustainable, data-driven industry that ensures creatives benefit financially from their global influence.
Sometimes, from where I sit, the government is accused of making policy without consultation. Today, we are here to rectify that, while ensuring that our traditions remain at the heart of Carnival's continued evolution. Our focus moving forward is to ensure that Carnival continues to grow, not only as a festival, but also as a sustainable cultural industry, one that creates opportunities for artists. Our artists must earn. Entrepreneurs, young creatives, and communities across Trinidad and Tobago Today's session focus on something we love. We all love here, the business of our steel pan.
Line Minister Michelle Benjamin also underscored the global commercial success of Carnival-inspired festivals, noting that Trinidad and Tobago has not fully captured the economic value of the culture it created.
Around the world, festivals inspired by our culture generate enormous economic returns. Some claim more than what we do. Our responsibility now is to ensure that the country which created the music or the carnivals cannot happen without our music, without our mass and our creative traditions. We inspired them, the world around. We must also benefit from what they do globally. Let us commit to build this product.
In a gesture of unity with the Muslim community, Michael Callan, Canada's High Commissioner to Trinidad and Tobago, spent Monday evening observing Ramadan traditions with worshippers in South Trinidad. Representing a country known for having one of North America's largest Islamic populations, the High Commissioner joined congregants in the Barapur district for Maghrib prayers and the breaking of the fast.
Principles of solidarity and compassion and humanity. I think so. Across the world, we see that in place of those, there's increasing frictions and misunderstandings and intolerance, and so it's at times that like these, where during the month of Ramadan, where we're reminded of the importance of staying close together, of supporting each other, of respecting each other, and of loving one another.
The visit was hosted by a Member of Parliament for Princestown, Dr. Aina Ali, who welcomed the Canadian diplomat to her constituency.
It was absolutely my honor to have High Commissioner of Canada with us tonight. It's always a pleasure to welcome anyone to South Trinidad. You know, this is my home, this is where I grew up, and I'm more than delighted, and I thank the Masjid. This is Asher Mosque #1 in Barapur for hosting us here tonight.
And that's what's making the news this morning. However, we will now return to the Trinidad and Tobago Today morning show after this break.
Talk City 91.1. Thought-provoking conversations, bold perspectives, voices you trust. Talk City 91.1. Bigger, bolder, and more powerful than ever before.
Yes, Talk City 91.1 FM.
A brand new era of talk radio is here. With voices you know, trust, and respect. Get ready for an all-new lineup of the very best in talk. Andy Williams, Lennox Smith, Stephen Reese, Mr. X, Derek Charbodi, Roland Stewart, Sharon Farfan, Sudath Prasad, Heavy Duty, Alex Asing, Karen Francisco, Cherry-Leen Lewis, Short Pants, and more of the voices shaping the national conversation. From hard-hitting current affairs to real community issues, culture, politics, social development, and the stories that matter most to you. This is where Trinidad and Tobago comes to talk.
So I go right here on Talk City 91.1, where we're going to give you something new, something hot every day, Monday to Friday.
Listen on 91.1 FM and connect on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. Talk City 91.1. Your city, your voice. Talk City 91.1 FM. Talk.
Cabinet has approved the establishment of the regulatory framework for the registration and management of classic, antique, and vintage vehicles in Trinidad and Tobago.
Music.
Better days are coming. Better days are coming.
Culture.
We are now in a state where I can now proudly announce that our gas production will increase by a significant amount given all the various projects that are now expected to come online.
Engaging conversations, latest news, our music. This is Talk City 91.1 FM.
This is Destra, and you're listening to the Ground Report on Talk City. Keep it locked.
6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Join Andy Williams and Lennox Smith, the Ground Report team, as they rip apart the lies, half-truth, and misinformation that the mainstream media never discuss. The Ground Report. Hard-hitting, informative, undiluted, uncompromising, and unfiltered. Monday to Friday. Get the raw facts before making any life-changing decisions. Only on The Ground Report.
Bang, 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 bang.
The Ground Report with Andy Williams and Lennox Smith.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. We are back, we are back, we are back. Time check. It's about 9 minutes past the hour of 6 o'clock. Or 7 o'clock, I'm sorry. Well, like we now start. Wanna stay here next hour? Time flying, boy. Are you listening to the Ground Report? And again, I want you all to juggle in your own minds. What's the mark?
Time to make some money.
Yeah. Hey, time to
make some money. It's 7 o'clock.
Oh boy. I like that. Oh my gosh.
Let's make some money.
Well, the only way to make some money, I believe this time is, I think I already I'm going to make some money, because here it is. After Dr. Rowley's press conference, I already have 4 marks.
You know what they call that? You know what they call that in the world of NLCB and Playway? You know what they call that?
What is called that?
You get capiche.
Guys
play with talk.
Yeah, and of course that is play with talk from an extremely grassroots perspective.
Yeah.
And a fella may be passing and pigeon might have defecated on him, and that too is a cabbage.
That's a cabbage.
yeah.
Where about pigeon?
Go to the way booth one time. Because I sure. Yes, because that is a sign. Go ahead.
Where about pigeon defecate on somebody and thing there? What mark they will look to play? So remember a pigeon thing on here, because I don't learn it.
Pigeon is mark number 17.
17.
Yes, so if that happens to you, you take that capiche and you go and play 17. Mm-hmm. So sometimes you might get a capiche in your dream.
Yeah, like that man, this guy dream, like Lennox had a dream where a woman was running him down in Tobago and to beat him. What mark is?
Oh Lord, he comes to that door again. That wasn't a dream, unfortunately for me. I would have preferred it be a dream, but it was a reality. A dream is an abstract thing. When you get up, you could deal with it, but certainly when it's part of your experience, I think it's a different story. But that in itself, in itself would have been a capiche.
Yeah.
We're going to be taking 4 callers. We're going to be taking 4 callers.
4 callers.
With kind compliments of NLCB. And we're going to get some capiche this morning.
Get some capiche
in a
this
dream,
morning, yes.
Or from, for example, like Andy, who's going to take a capiche from the former Prime Minister.
Yeah. And people, of course, that is not cast in stone.
Yeah.
All right? Yeah. So don't say Andy make me.
No. If they win it,
and Lennox make me, and the Ground Report make me.
That's the thing about taking a capiche. Yes. It's not marked in stone. It's a chance.
That's right.
Exactly. But if they didn't catch it today, they'll catch it tomorrow. And if they didn't catch it tomorrow, I'm sure they'll catch it the next day, because watch me. We capiche a strong capiche, you know. Well, when we dream, and when we say. Let me hear 4 callers, man. Let's see what's the mark this morning. 4 callers, 4 marks for today.
Yes,
morning
Steve,
caller.
of course, that is a feature that you will be seeing regularly or experiencing regularly on the Ground Report every day. And of course, there's another feature as well where I would be providing the word of the day. And of course, we'll see if we could use that word during the course of the program as we disseminate the information that you so love appreciate and look forward to.
Go ahead, caller.
Good morning, gentlemen. Director Andy,
Mark
Lennox Smith. Well, boy, yesterday people run and play 16, they get 15.
So your mark for today will be what?
What do you play Raper Man for?
Well, I ain't know, you know.
You gotta tell us.
But I want to play Rowley as a Raper Man.
Nah. You can't play the man as that at all.
Any views or opinions expressed on the ground report are solely those of the hosts and callers and do not represent the views, policies, or official position of Talk City 91.1, its management, or affiliates.
Nice, so now let's keep it clean, right? Because we don't have much time for that. So again, 4 people, 4 marks. What mark you feeling today? And you have 4 times today to see if you can catch that mark. My mark for today, I will say that 36. They said that is something that they said I donkey. Yeah, my mark for today, 36. I could give a next one to, 21. I mouth. They said I mouth. And then I want to give a next one to, there's somebody tell me about Big Jamet or something, so.
My information says, Andy, that 36 is Dragon.
Dragon? No boy, I hear donkey.
Actually, on our playway chart, it's donkey.
It's donkey. Oh,
Yeah.
I see. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
But there could be different symbols in different places, eh? Because there's a Chinese chart and there's our chart.
Oh, I see. Let me see. I'm not familiar. I just saw NLCB's symbols. I looked for that and I came up with that. So, but I see that 21 you said, and that seemed to be on it yet. Mouth. Yes, I'm seeing that.
Right. So far we get to.
We will try to guide you as well.
Right.
So that we give you relevant information so that you can take the chance and go ahead and get your capiche as well. And we will assist you if you need be
nice.
in terms of your capiche.
Right, go ahead.
Let's go to the line. Yes. President, good morning. Welcome.
Your mark for today.
Good morning to you. Good morning to you, Andy Williams.
Good morning as well, and give us your mark for the day at the same time.
And good morning to you, Lennox Smith.
Good morning to you as well.
4 marks after give?
No, one.
One.
We go yeah.
One.
Yeah, 4
4 callers, so 1.
Yeah. I go in with 36. I go in with 36. Yeah.
All right.
I go in with 36. I'll call back and say why I choose 36.
No problem.
You can say no.
No. Let's take.
Yeah, let me just take the marks. Oh boy, all of the lines are open. 3 more. So one is 36. So right on that, Lennox Smith. Go ahead.
Good morning to the panel, everybody. My mark for the day is the UNC 16 geometry. And always the only party that kick out all your office at UNC are gone.
All right, so take the man mark 16. So 36, 16. What else? Go ahead, caller. What's your mark for the day?
My mark is 5, Andy.
5? Where's 5?
Passing man, dead man. People don't only talk so when they're going on there.
All right. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Yeah,
so 5. Right, so that is so far 3. So we are 36, 16, and 5. One more.
And 5, yes.
One more. Let's see. Wow.
You have a call there or you want me to take one?
Yeah, you take one.
Hi, good morning. Welcome. Caller, you live.
Yeah. Good morning, President Trinidad and Tobago Village here. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago.
Good morning, President.
Good morning, God.
Good morning, President.
I want to answer you first, and then I'll be able to say anything because I'm so sure.
No, give me the mark. Tell us what mark. What mark you like? You will.
I like the snake.
18.
35.
35.
35.
That covers everything.
All right.
That is big snake. Big snake.
All right. Thank you.
I mean, we put out the PNM.
Right.
We bring in the UNC.
Nice.
But the person who caused the PNM to be out in any case, I call him a big snake. Because the fact remains is that he He didn't stand up to what he's supposed to stand up to. And because of that, he threw me under the bus. So he's a big snake.
Thank you
very much, President.
Thank you. And all we just taking one more, just in case, in case somebody gets sick, they didn't get to show up.
A wild
They
card?
didn't get, a wild card. So let's get the wild card. Morning caller, use the wild card. Use the wild card.
Morning.
Yes, in case they didn't catch the forward one day, they may catch the wild card. What's your mark for today?
My back for today, Andy.
Yeah.
10, monkey.
10. All right. Nice. So that's it, Trinidad and Tobago. So you all have the wild card and all the snipes. Only make sure you have it down there. Wow. So let them know what's those marks for today, including the wild card. So if they didn't catch the one out of them 4 before the day done, they could try the wild card. So go.
Well, so we have early in the segment you gave us 21, which is mouth. We have 36 donkey, 16 jamet, 5 passing man, 35 big snake, and your wild card is 10 monkey.
Wow. Well, that's it, Trinidad and Tobago. Until tomorrow, please, God. Tomorrow morning, please, God. Yes, about 7:15 or so. We must go with what's your mark. And let's see if we can win some money. Good morning, caller. Back to your regular program. Go ahead, caller.
Morning.
Pleasant good morning to you. Where are you calling from?
Morning, Andy. I was going to say 38, that's Rowley,
Where's 38?
Jackass.
Redfish.
You know.
Not 38. I'm not 38.
It's about 38?
Yeah. Oh, no, sorry. It's 28. 28. That's 28.
Not 28, but 38.
Right, well, where's that? Because there's none. We have up to 36.
There's no 38.
We have up to 36.
he make up his own mark.
Right.
That's only.
People ignore that because that wouldn't bring you any money.
Oh, shucks.
Only a Trinidadian will engage in something.
Oh, right. Boy. All you good boy, what's this? Esther Smith, everybody online here laughing, boy. They say laugh out loud, good one. Hey, why will they leave? Yeah, go ahead.
Listeners, just to inform our listeners, at approximately 7:15 every morning, we will be taking 4 callers to give us a capiche, to give us a mark. That probably you could make some money on your mind any morning.
Yes. Courtesy NLCB. Oh, definitely. Oh boy.
Bang, 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 bang.
I could do that at all now, no boy. Anyhow, Trinidad and Tobago, we also see in the headline...
For Monday.
Yeah, from Monday.
Good thing come to those who wait. So patience is virtue to add. So
and what time is your word for the day? What time is your word for the day?
We'll test it. Yeah, we'll test it today and tomorrow. I have no difficulty with that. But on Monday, of course, we will be pursuing in terms of a staple item and a feature that, of course, I'm sure that all students from university right back down will appreciate. So,
nice.
Let's see, 8:30, 8:15. Yeah, 8:15. Let's stay at the 15 side. So 8:15, we will have the word of the day, and then we'll try to use it during the course of the rest of the program.
Nice. Go ahead, caller. Pleasant good morning to you. Where calling from? What's your front burner this morning? What's supposed to make news that not making news? I like that, I'm understanding it more. Go ahead, caller.
Let me say pleasant morning to the only one pit bull in the world, Andy Williams.
Go ahead,
let me repeat it.
Yes.
Let me repeat it. The only one pit bull host in the world, Andy Williams, to my friend, the Englishman Lennox Smith, and the man behind the switchboard, Snipes. Let's get there. Let's get there.
Curious.
It is rather unfortunate that a former prime minister who so-called called himself a statesman to go so low to the bottom of the white line. Dr. Rowley, foul mouth, Jezebel, but here we are going with this. Ms. Beckers, as the opposition leader, got the golden opportunity to distance herself from such. If she wants to make a mark, this is the golden opportunity. I'll tell you why. The Honorable Prime Minister, Ms. Kamala Prasad-Bissessar, is a woman. Ms. Beckers is a woman opposition leader, first woman. And if she's saying her styling is different, this is where she got the opportunity. But Andy, let me put you on the spot, and Lennox and Snipe. I think you all should get a number for the opposition leader and call her this morning and ask her, because this is a government station and you all are two top of the line hosts there, and call her and ask her as a woman to woman, as the country opposition leader, what is her take on her former leader, her former prime minister, to degrade a woman in office. Dr. Rowley have a wife, he have girl children, and to sing this lower than the white line in the road. Let me say this. When you go below the white line in the road, you can't get more lower than that. You know, long time they used to tell you, child, when you go below the white line in the road, well, you're done, you're over. And I am saying, Andy Lennox and Snipe, my brother Andy, Ms. Beckers have a golden opportunity here to distance herself from the former prime minister, the former leader of the PNM. And if she didn't do that, well, then she is culpable. She has blood on her hands. She would be no different. But Andy, if you could get a number for the opposition leader, give her a call this morning and ask her, is she willing to condemn such statement by Rowley? Yes, by Rowley, because I cannot call him doctor anymore after that foul mouth, after that Jezebel statement. And if Ms. Beckers didn't condemn it, a woman to a woman, Andy, listen to me. We have to condemn it. I call on all women, all girls, all right-thinking citizens. Let your voice be heard and condemn Rowley, Jezebel, foul mouth. But Ms. Beckers, as a woman to woman, she have a golden opportunity to condemn Rowley, to condemn his statement against the Honorable Kamala Prasad-Bissessar, Prime Minister of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. I hope.
Thank you very much. Next caller, Lennox, you're going to send Becca's number for me. Let me make sure that I have it. There's the right one now. Because I have two numbers, sir.
All right, I'll certainly check
yes,
my
yeah.
archive. But
wait. Look, we have one caller. We take this one and then you
go ahead. Take the call. Because it's very.
Good morning again, Andy Williams, Lennox Smith, and Nigel Sniper.
Go ahead.
Tabaki, take 10 out of 10, Tabaki. Listeners of the Ground Reporter, what type of past prime minister we had in this country? Why it is a man who classifies himself as a former prime minister will use those insulting words towards our prime minister, one of the most knowledgeable politician we have in the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. Keith Rowley, would you like the population to call your wife a jamet? Would you like the population to call your girl children a jamet? Or people are accustomed calling them that, so you get accustomed to that. So you could call other people mother a jamet. How insulting Keith Rowley could be again in the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. And you know what I discuss? The police are going, the National Security Minister, the police commissioner, they go and put a handcuff And this man, this morning, we not seeing handcuff and Keith Rowley for being so insultive, especially in a curfew towards the Prime Minister. Keith Rowley, you know what you teach the little children. You remember you call them hyena in African jungle already? What you teach the young boys and young girls is to call leaders those names when they get vexed. That is what you do, Keith Rowley. All them secondary schools and them going to use that words and call the friends, everybody that word. And you classify yourself as a big man. You classify yourself as a big man, Keith Rowley, being so insultive towards the Prime Minister and repeating it over and over again. Well, the population fine. What type of woman, educated lawyer, will lie down next time and using them kind of words? What type of woman will lie down? A woman that have no shame and no respect for herself will lie down next to a man that classifying women as that. What type of person? Let me say good morning to all the, I see that is what you're chatting, Andy Williams. I see all your callers and them, all your chat members and them, and mine chat over there. So good morning to all the chat and them and the ground reporter. And good morning to WZYE, to I have to mention WZYE. I know why I'm mentioning that. Andy Williams, and in the future, I want to get an interview with you on WZYE, you know, where we run, where we create headlines, Andy Williams. Can we get that interview from you Sunday? Andy Williams?
Yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir.
Okay, thank you very much.
Let me say a pleasant good morning to Professor Wall Street one time and Uncle Tommy. Good morning to you both. Oh boy, you're carrying on a great show.
I want them to Mr. COP.
Look, Mr. COP.
What happened to Mr. COP?
Look at representative of WZE here. Look at saying good morning to all you. And you always carry about a very, very good, productive program.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Oh boy. So good morning to the WZE family, man.
Yes, Wall Street, Uncle Tommy. I was making the point why I was laughing, Andy, is because, you know, Dr. Rowley has demonstrated that it was providence, meaning that it was divine intervention, and we would say, whilst he was in office, that who the gods wish to destroy, they first send them mad. So that he decided to leave government or leave the office that he held. The population decided to get rid of the entire PNM and, of course, its maladministrative governance. And here it is, he comes back to tell us that that is what he would have done if he was in office. Understand what is happening here? You take what he did there as another exercise in providential exposure to the population.
Well,
he is telling us yesterday that, listen, I would have never done what Kamala Persad-Bissessar would have done in the interest of Trinidad and Tobago. So as far as he's concerned, Maduro would have still been there. We'd have been getting, of course, these refugees coming in. That matter of the dragon gas and so on would have never been settled. We wouldn't have had any arrangement in spite of the sanctions to get that license in order to pursue that, whether it be potentially, prospectively, or in fact.
Otherwise.
So that he has confessed to me, and I'm sure that the population eyes would have been open if it wasn't, that it was good and happy riddance of the PNM and Dr. Rowley, because his position would have been opposite to what we know today, and therefore Trinidad and Tobago would not be reaping the benefits, potential and otherwise, that we are expected to benefit from.
Wow.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, caller. Morning to you.
Good morning, Andy. Good morning, Lennox. Well, you don't get distracted.
Oh, God.
Wait.
Wait, I must tell you a special good morning. I ain't hear a long time. I know you the geopolitics man. You the man that have everything when it comes to America and Trump. But I find these days you have the boss man Like he take over your work, but you think Bossman making
No,
good
no, no.
contributions?
Don't associate me with Bossman Banner. Anything I say, I could prove. It's in the public domain.
So Bossman can't
right?
prove
But
what he's saying
don't
then.
get distracted. Don't get distracted with Rowley and the PNM trying to distract you from the serious charges that Kamala make, right? They're trying to change the subject and they turn out red herrings. And you're talking about that. You know the streets of Hormuz still closed? All with Trump big and bad and bull. They can't pass through. They all need to pass through Iran checkpoint before they could come out. But don't get distracted, people. These people trying to change the subject. Look, this morning, your whole program is about Keith Rowley. Your whole program is about Keith Rowley. Let me get the receipt now. Let Penny bring out the receipt for all the material they buy, all who they pay to supply, all them things. That come like, you know, when they were stealing material from the Scarborough Hospital and material going and billing somebody housing scheme somewhere up in Tobago there. Where the material come from? Who supplied the material? Who pay for it? Where the receipt? The government had to approach this from a tax perspective, partner. If people pay the VAT, what they spend, what hardware supply, how come a building that costs that, you know, the Prime Minister House bill for 240 million. Look at this massive building, they say, well, 2 billion actually, they say costs $100 million. That maths ain't maths in at all, partner. Don't get distracted with Keith Rowley and he already trying to throw. Your whole program is Rowley said this about Kamala and that. I hope my Prime Minister come with real facts like how she does normally do and don't take on this movie long thing that the PNM trying to change the subject and bring about how all you talking about here. That is not we focus. We focus is money. Follow the money, partner. Which we can make an allegation that drug money supply the material to buy this and it's kickback from contractors and things. Let me see who let Rowley play man and come and say who donate now. Who donate money and where they get that money from. And why on another note, why the project stop as soon as the election done? Because they don't have access to the treasury again.
Thank you very much, but we have to go for a break, and when we come back, more. It's getting extremely hot in here.
South Trinidad, we're turning up the love on Thursday, March 19th, the night before the holiday. Sweet 100.1 FM brings you Reggae Love Live. And we're taking over the lobby in South Trinidad for one unforgettable night. Enjoy big reggae anthems, sweet lovers rock, and so much more. Pure reggae vibes all night long. This is your midweek escape, your reason to step out and feel irie.
Before you pull that trigger, hate to see when youths become friend killers.
Bring your crew, bring your energy, bring your best vibes, because we're lighting up the lounge with music you know and love. Admission is free, so no excuses. Thursday, March 19th at the lobby. This is Reggae Love Live. One love, one launch, 100.
The Trinidad and Tobago online arrival and departure card platform will go live on March 17, 2026. This secure platform can be accessed at travel.gov.tt. It is free, convenient, and required information can be completed within a few minutes. Passengers must create an account using a valid email address to access the portal, which will be available 72 hours prior to travel. The online arrival and departure card is a mandatory declaration for all international passengers and replaces the former process of filling a paper form. To complete the online arrival and departure card, each traveler must have flight information, a valid passport, and must upload a picture of the passport biodata page. Receipts for immigration and customs containing a QR code will be generated upon submission. Download and save the receipts, which will also be sent via email. Edits can be made to the declaration prior to the day of travel. However, if any changes are required on the day of travel, passengers must complete a new online arrival and departure card. The QR code may be required before boarding and must be presented to officials upon arrival and departure. A transformative travel experience awaits. This was a production of the Information Division, Office of the Prime Minister.
Any views or opinions expressed on the Ground Report are solely those of the hosts and callers and do not represent the views, policies, or official position of Talk City 91.1, its management, or affiliates.
This is Destra. And right now you're listening to Talk City 91.1. Keep it loud.
The Ground Report with Andy Williams and Lennox Smith.
Bang, 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 bang.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. We are back, we are back, we are back. Time flying, boy. Time check. It's 20 minutes to the hour to 8 o'clock. And you're listening to the Ground Report right here on Talk City 91.1 FM. You're also viewing us and listening to us on our several social media platforms out there. Already 800 and something, 900 of you already on in total. Look at that. When it have programs, it's have 50 people, 30 people, 20 people, 100 people. We dey in line ranking up with, we ranking with Ian Allen. He dey start playing people live one time watching him. Yeah, the sheriff. Anyhow, I have to go and play those voice notes. It's plenty, Mother Bernie, this one, that one. Everybody want to hear their part or have their say. But I must say...
but before we go there quickly, the bile of Dr. Rowley was very noticeable because he said that there was the 70th anniversary of the party and nobody invited him. let's go and share those voices. Yeah. So he was angry. He said, well, that's a different matter. I will deal with it in the appropriate time. But, if you mention it there, it means that he's very incensed. That, of course, his ego is bruised, because he's the kind of fellow who doesn't like to be in the background or on the back burner. And here, how dare them? How dare the current administration of the PNM, the leadership, never invited me to their 70th anniversary.
Too big with T-ball itself. Anyhow, Tobago, if it's one thing I must say quick before we go, we need to blow this voice notes that I must say when it comes to one of the callers, which is COP. He was on par in really and truly breaking down this whole situation of Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley foul language in real. And I take, well, rather everyone take it in that prospect, which is again, what Dr. Rowley like anyone to call his wife Sharon, that language that he called the prime minister as a woman.
Yeah, well, it is misogynic. Misogynic is the term where, of course, he comes across as he did in office as a hater of women. And he has demonstrated it there, so he has not changed.
And would he like anyone to call his two beautiful daughters that thing where he called the prime minister, who is a woman? Would any one of you, whether you support the PNM or not, whether you're religious or not, whether it's an atheist or not, would any one of you all like any man to call all your mother, sister, aunt, or a female within your family that word that Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley used there? Maybe we'll take away the politics, take away the racial undertones in some people. Let's bring in the common sense, the fair play, and what's right and what's wrong. Be real. With Penny
But you have to
Beckles,
understand-
with Penny Beckles and all, what she as a woman, like Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley, how she invite him to the PNM 70th anniversary to call her a bald head, that nasty word what he call the prime minister, as a woman. That's has nothing to do with if you support UNC or you support PNM or political affiliations, you know. This have, it's catastrophic. Say the word from Lennox Smith. Catastrophic. Oh God, when it is catastrophic. Damages.
Catastrophic.
Right. Yeah, catastrophic. Yes, thank you, Snipes.
Right, okay.
And the hell with all who saying, look, that help him say catastrophic. Right, that help him. Big deal, catastrophic. Right. Consequences in the future when it comes into our school children, our girls, school girls. That president, that dirty prime minister, former prime minister, said there, or they will see in the primary schools, the secondary schools, and in the colleges. Men know that is what this dirty man do. Men, young boys, males will feel honored now to call young girls. If it is for no, to call them that, to degrade them, they will call them that dirty word. What about that could be every right? All right, Trinidad and Tobago, remember I told you, Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley dressed again, stamp at that. You will see what's going on in schools. How much like young girl could be going home to tell their mother, because that boy don't like she, or because she just makes she style. A man say, you nasty, stinking, a boy tell she that, you nasty, stinking, and your mother is a, and your sister is a, oh my God, Lennox Smith, you understand why I'm telling them there, boy?
Yeah, but I want to tell you this, that the pernicious or the dangerous nature of this man, utilizing, of course, his doctorate, and so I don't know how the hell he got it anyway, with that level of poor moral disposition, is deliberate, you know, because he expects that we will be talking about that today, and we have a right to. But that is his punchline to make sure that he remains on top of the pile in terms of the discussions today and moving forward. It is deliberate. And to me, that tells me that the man has a mindset that is so depraved, that is so devoid of moral and ethical standard, that he ought not to have been in the first place a leader in the PNM, far less for them to have him as prime minister. And that is why he had to ultimately have his premature departure, and at the same time resurrected himself because he wanted to get some kind of benefit. And the benefit we have to explore, you know, because it may be he got some information from the US about himself and decides, of course, to have that press conference. Don't put it beyond him, because remember, a fella helped him orchestrate a whole honorary doctorate in order to get close to Biden. That is the kind of mind we talk about. That is the man who concocted emails to displace a certain prime minister. Understand the mental pattern of this man. So it's always something phantasmagorical to capture and to generate some element of importance so as to satisfy a particular agenda that he, Rowley, would have had. Let's go to the
Good morning, Ground Report. How the former Prime Minister could call my Prime Minister, Ms. Kamala Prasad-Bissessar, a Jamet. But Ms. Kamala Prasad-Bissessar did not take no special branch.
Morning, Andy, Lennox, and to everyone on the Ground Report. So as it pertains to the life policy certificate, what we're saying is that it makes no sense because the ministries are interconnected, and they should be. If they are, there is the civil registry where one can acquire information about someone's death. Within a day, someone's death is registered. right? And if that is the case, then they should be able to tell, okay, well, this person who was born on so-and-so date has now passed. And thus they will be able to stop all the payments. So there should be something that interconnects these ministries so that the right information is transferred to the relevant ministries. And we don't have to put our life policy certificate. It makes no sense. None.
Andy, good morning, and everybody in chat and Trinidad and Tobago. Listen, my mark is 38, Bobby Head. Anyway, I listened to what Rawley is saying about Kabbalah. That man is totally disrespectful. I have no integrity to say something like that. Right? You can abuse different words for what he's doing. And furthermore, why is he coming on media and giving opinion? Nobody want to hear you. You had your time for 9.5 years. Right? You did not do anything in the country. What about the 4 divers? Huh? What about, talk about when you closed down the petrol grid? Huh? Where's all the money gone from the treasury? Talk about that. Right? Where you get the money to build the Balize house? Huh? Where you get all that money from? You have to show where you build the money from. Where you get the money from? Right? Get all the bills and everything so that when it start and the contractors they hire to build the red house. It's simple. It don't take no much of that. Get all the bills and where you get the money to build the house. Build the red house. Huh? And I believe that the government should find that you cannot prove that we get the money to seize that red house. It belongs to the government and Trinidad and Tobago, not PNN. If it's so. All right, that's my opinion.
Morning, Andy, Mikey, director, and the whole citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. Wow. This is why the youths them have no respect for elderly people at all in this country and women. Why we have so much domestic violence and all these things, because we have people who, not because they're not in office, supposed to be showing, raising the standard, and instead of that, they carry the standard down by but coming on social media and make these briefings and calling somebody Jamet. It's not the first time he's degrading women's character. This man is out of order. It's time for him to come off of social media and let them carry him and check him up for psychiatric evaluation. The man going mad because he's not in office and he can't get a whole number of money for the taxpayers' money for Trinidad and Tobago. This man have no manners and no respect for nobody, and we don't think that we should supposed to encourage this. You come on out and saying what you do to build Balize house. Them money, they could never reach the money with the house, the Balize house, the beach one. Nobody not stupid. And then you're wondering why we have so much of things going on in the country. Them is the cause. Look at the things here and Camille. All of them come out to say all kind of things about Camille. Ask them what is the problem with Camille and what she have done to them. None of them can say nothing. But they on the woman from the time she go inside it, all of them kicking up because they're not in office. I now realize when you're not in position, when you don't have authority, you just get crazy. And that is what is exactly is wrong with them. They're not in position, they cannot get position, they can't hold no position, and that is why they're behaving so. But I want them, these white collar crimes that were being created, we don't just talk them anymore. We go forward and look to put them in front of the court. These talk, not too much attack. We have to get down to it, get to the source of it, and jam them. So much of murders taking place here. Marvelous Marva and all, who are one day national security minister who couldn't do nothing. He and all talking. People of Trinidad and Tobago have to learn to understand the people that don't like them, the people who never care about them, and the people who if they were in office would have continued to keep them below their foot and mash them and squeeze their throat. We have to understand that these people are out of office and they're very arrogant and they are sour, bitter grapes. They can't come to the reality that they get a tail cut And if they continue like that, they will continue to get it cut. Don't mind the little namesayers and the little haters. Them name mean nothing. Trinidad and Tobago belong to us, and we have to make sure that we stand for what is right. And I hope somebody stand up and give Rowley a pre-action protocol letter and let him understand manners make it man. And if he don't know manners, is nothing. He's a waste of time. He's sycophants and them. The people who support him, they're worse than he, because he's an evil, devious, wicked, I don't know what to say, man. He's not good at all. And people at Trinidad and Tobago have to understand, get rid of these people once and for all, permanently out of this place. Have a good morning.
Thank you, Mother Bunny.
Go for that break. Put you on the stop button. We have to go for the break.
Yeah. And come back. I'll play
And
one more voice.
when we come back, more. Yeah, it is getting beyond extremely hot in here.
When it matters, we're there, reporting the news as it happens, because your world can't wait. TTT News, nightly at 7. TTT News, committed, accurate, relevant.
Inspired by actual events.
My daughters used to think our family was bigger, all because my bill was late.
Meet Johnny. When his electricity bill didn't arrive on schedule, life for him involved a lot of searching.
Bill? Anybody see my bill? Hello?
Luckily, Johnny's older daughter helped him take charge of his life by signing him up for TNTech's free online e-bill service.
I'm not computer savvy, but this online thing, real easy. In less than 10 minutes, we finish. Now, I get my bill on time, every time. Hey, I might be old school, but I'm feeling light years ahead. And now, my daughters no longer think they have a missing brother named Bill. Thanks, TNTech.
Visit ttec.co.tt to sign up for e-billing today. TNTech, the power to make it work.
This is Destra, and you're listening to the Ground Report on Talk City. Keep it locked. Bang, 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 bang.
Nice. It's 5 minutes to the hour, so I'll just finish up some voice. So because I have plenty, boy. I will have to play some in the next segment here. So let me just run through some there. Whoa.
Morning, Andy. Morning, Snipes. Morning, Lennox. Andy, Lennox Snipe. Every day, PNM Chi and PNM Guardian go come and they will talk about the radar. I keep the radar was a problem to Tobagonians. We never had a problem with the radar. You understand? Every day they post up something again. Radar. US military, radar. Come on, the radar gone. The radar wasn't bothering nobody more than the PNM. Like that cocoa in the sun. Why they getting on so? Radar. This morning again, radar gone, you know. The shame back at thing when the plane gone, you know. The US military plane gone, you know. They showing back at thing again. Every day. Like that cocoa in the sun. Well, have a blessed morning.
Yeah, in the morning, the biggest jamet I know is 20 dog. Yeah, it's me again. You know, the 20 is dog, right? But there is more call it a slut. Dog is a slut, a female one. Right? Okay then, sorry about the word, but that's the meaning of dog in the play. Okay then.
Andy, good morning to everyone. Andy, nobody call 9. Yeah, make the flip side of 36. And I play 9. 9 is horrible.
Andy Williams, good morning. This is New York buddy here. How come everybody playing one set of mark and they giving mark and they forget the best mark to play is 29, Obiaman. 29 is your mark, Andy. And if you want to make it even better, you can play Kobo because that's stinking Obiaman you're dealing with.
Pleasant good morning, Mikey, Lennox, and Andy. Well, Lennox and Andy, what I want to just put a spin on is that I find that Carl getting a lot of threats and things, and this is something that that airline never experienced, and I think it's something that is a trend now, because from what they're saying, this is the second time it's happening. So let me
pay attention to these things now, and let the security system step up its game, because something like that is something that we should be paying attention to. We never get a kind of breach in that kind of security thing where Carl is being targeted, and this is not nice to be, saying to the public now, but I think the national security and them should be more aware of any calls coming in and all these things, because it was on the news last night. So, I'm just saying, for those who traveling and think, it could be a little kind of frightening now, I don't want to put the scare thing, but, we have to be more vigilant on these things, all right? So blessings, everyone, have a productive day, and we will talk again. Bye.
Andy, my mark is Reaper, man. Andy, I think what happened is Rowdy's wife left him and she moved on with the Honor man.
Bang, 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 bang.
So coming up next, we're gonna bring to you your TTT News, 8 o'clock news. Brought to you right here on Talk City 91.1 FM, Underground Report. The best news, TTT News.
Don't forget, of course, we should have Philip Alexander, Minister in the Ministry of Housing, thereafter.
All right.
You do your thing. As a reminder. We go for the news, and when we come back, more.
Good morning. This is your TTT News Update. I'm Carrie Roberts. Making the news at this time. The San Fernando North Community Library is set to close its doors permanently this weekend. The National Library and Information System Authority, NALIS, says the facility, currently located at the San Fernando North Community Center, will officially cease operations effective this Saturday, March 21st. According to NALIS, the closure is necessary to prepare the collection for a merger at a new, larger facility. That new location, situated at Harris Promenade, is expected to open soon to better serve the community's needs. In the meantime, patrons are encouraged to use other NALIS service points or access digital resources through the authority's website at nalis.gov.tt. In other news, police are searching for a person of interest in connection with the Tuesday morning killing of a 28-year-old woman. Officers identify the victim as Rashmi Deoajit. According to investigators, Deoajit's relatives discovered her body after climbing through a window of her home when she failed to answer repeated phone calls. She had been stabbed multiple times. While a motive has not yet been established, police confirm they are looking for a man described as an associate of the professional cricketer. As authorities stress safer driving habits and de-escalation in place of conflict on the road, Dr. Varma Diyal Singh, a clinical psychologist, notes that road rage is a behavioral response. Speaking on the Trinidad and Tobago Today morning show, he explained that road rage is a behavior influenced by several factors that people deal with on a daily basis.
The thing is, we are all persons who go through different feelings. So there's a psychologist, Paul Erkman. He said we go through happiness, anger, rage, disgust, surprise, etc. 6 things he gives. So rage is something that we will all have, and it's something natural. It's when we are not able to control it, when we are not able to rein it in, when it can now cause problems, then it's now a problem. So therefore, it's a natural response.
That there are internal and external triggers that lead people to react with rage and sometimes violence.
So now the triggers you have is like you may have external triggers and internal triggers. So the external triggers, for instance, is let's say you are driving and you're caught up in this traffic jam. So you're basically trapped in that traffic jam, and it's you're frustrated because you want to go. So the triggers could be an environmental factors, road conditions. Sometimes you go down in a pothole and that sets your mood in such a way that you're already in that sort of negative mind frame. Then you have the external figures where people cutting in and out, where you are rushing to work. So time management, again, you are rushing to work. So when you have these external factors, you find that this could cause problems.
In some sport now, from ball boys to regional competition, the Sangre Grande-based Duranta Football Youth Academy, led by head coach Devon Bob, is making its mark on the international stage, following back-to-back appearances at the Orlando City Invitational in 2025. The Foster Road-based club, whose players recently served as ball boys during the CONCACAF Under-17 World Cup qualifiers, hosted right here in Trinidad and Tobago, will next take their talents to Jamaica this April, competing in the Caribbean Youth Football Classic.
Again, I try to do development. That is what we work with. So, and with this toy especially, this trip is more about the kids and them that's at SCA. It's been a year and more. Some of them could hardly come training. And there's been studying to lesson studying. So this is why I decided we could give them a nice little break this year and let them have a nice trip. Plus we have we name and roots in Jamaica already, so they're willing to welcome us.
In some weather now, mostly fair, hazy, and breezy or windy conditions despite few brisk isolated showers. Winds can gust at times, especially near showers. A mild or moderate concentration of Saharan dust is present in the atmosphere. Sensitive persons should take the necessary precautions. Seas are rough, waves are 3 meters in open waters and up to 2 meters and choppy in sheltered areas. And that was your TDT News Update. I'm Carrie Roberts. From the entire team here, have a great day.
That was TTT News on Talk City 91.1 FM.
Talk City 91.1 FM. Talk.
This is about creating opportunity through responsible management and citizen participation in national wealth. We are targeting US $3 billion in new investment within the next few years in energy, in construction, in tourism, and the digital economy.
Music.
It's reconstruction time in Trinidad, so put your shoulder to the wheel, man, lad, move on, don't stop till you reach the top. You put a hand and I put a hand and we will sing. For big and for small in no time at all, prosperity. There's no other way to do it. Show your patriotic spirit, unity, somehow, if Trinidad ever needed you, it's now.
Culture.
The budget has goodies and some not so goodies, but that is because fairness requires that everyone plays their part.
Engaging conversations, latest news, our music. This is Talk City 91.1 FM.
Dr. The Honorable David A. Lee, Minister of Housing, and Senator The Honorable Anil Roberts, Minister in the Ministry of Housing, recently traveled to Tobago to continue discussions on the Coal Infrastructure Development Project Phase 2. The ministers met with the Housing, Settlements and Public Utilities Assemblyman Ricky Jofield, the Secretary and the Secretary of Finance, Trade and the Economy, Councillor Petalan Roberts, at the Tobago House of Assembly. The meeting focused on strengthening collaboration between the Ministry of Housing and the THA as work continues to prepare for stakeholder consultations and the rollout of key infrastructure works. The Coal Infrastructure Development Project is designed to facilitate the development of serviced residential lands in Tobago. Plans include improvements to essential services such as potable water, sanitation, electricity, and emergency response access, all aimed at supporting safe and sustainable communities. Following the meeting, the delegation conducted a site visit to the Coal Housing Settlement to assess existing conditions and discuss the scope of infrastructure required to advance the project. The Ministry of Housing says it remains committed to working closely with the Tobago House of Assembly to bring the Coreland Infrastructure Development Project Phase 2, the Land for the Landless initiative, closer to reality while expanding housing opportunities in Tobago.
This was a production of the Information Division, Office of the Prime Minister.
Talk City 91.1, bigger, bolder, and more powerful than ever before. A brand new era of talk radio is here.
This is Destra. Right now you're listening to Talk City 91.1. Keep it loud.
6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Join Andy Williams and Lennox Smith, the Ground Report team, as they rip apart the lies, half-truth, and misinformation that the mainstream media never discuss. The Ground Report. Hard-hitting, informative, undiluted, uncompromising, and unfiltered. Monday to Friday. Get the raw facts before making any life-changing decisions. Only on The Ground Report.
Bang, 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 bang.
The Ground Report. The Ground Report.
The government of Trinidad and Tobago is not closing down Petrotrin.
The Ground Report. The Ground Report.
I would think that there's been very clear that all the employees of Petrotrin will exit the company. All.
The Ground Report with Andy Williams and Lennox Smith.
We are back. Time check. It's 10 minutes past the hour of 8 o'clock. And you're listening to the Ground Report. Let me say a pleasant good morning to all my drivers again. It's 8 o'clock and many of you are commuting to work and some of you are going back home. Good morning to all my drivers. My maxi taxi drivers, PH drivers, bus drivers, truckers, 7-seaters, donkey, horse, all, anything, all who driving something. To them motorbike drivers and them have the radio on while driving too. Imagine that motorbike.
But just ask those motorcyclists to make sure that they're registered. Otherwise, they will get in trouble. Based on the recent information that is coming out of the licensing office, that those scooters and so on,
the thing with them Venezuelan and them
registered.
The thing with them Venezuelan riding.
Yeah, that's right, exactly. Yeah, they're saying that it is a potential danger, and therefore utilizing the public road so have some kind of registration process. I thought at one time they had disbanded those kinds of registration or license, because at one time there was a license. You must have to have a license, and they pin it on to the bicycle to ride a bike on the streets, of this country. Yeah, but they disbanded that because it's just making sense. But it appears that there's a stricter application now that those kinds of motorized bicycles, if I want to call it that.
Yeah, but those kind of bicycles, I ain't gonna lie, Lennox Smith. It a indicator, it a park light, it a headlight. But the thing is a bike. But just don't have no motor. So why do people pay money for that?
It has an electric.
Electric motor. That is an electrical thing.
Motor, yeah. What you would normally associate with a toy, I bought.
That's a toy.
You buy a little car for your son or your daughter, as the case may be, and it has a motor in it, electric motor, and of course you can just press a knob or press the X and you're driving. But they're saying now that if you're going on the Nations Road, then it has to be registered. I'll have to do some more work on that to just.
So whether what people buy them toy to just ride it in the backyard and front yard, or because for you leave your house here on the Nation Road.
Yeah, that appears to be something that is now developing because of the proliferation of these items for commuting.
I say I go and buy one of that, so when I had to go the road or something, I just jump in on a scooter.
I do, because remember, I'm in Port of Spain. Traffic jam like hell. And if I had to go and post a letter or go to a ministry, I just jump on my little thing. Instead of having to ride, I will just, cruise my way through the traffic and do what I have to do. But it appears now it's much more complicated than that.
No, you see, them ain't get the sophisticated scooter like what you need. Because remember, if you sit on that day, how we go move Lennox? It's not a motorbike. Remember, it's just something that go move you through town, Lennox.
Of course. Yeah, I've tested. When I was studying, and we had our place on Charlotte Street with my father, I would go to the market, to the fish market every morning at Sealots, and that is what I would have used at that point in time. I couldn't get my license at the time, or I didn't have my license at the time, and I'll use the motorbike to, make those.
Oh, so you ride motorbike? I never, boy. I afraid motorbike, boy.
You ride motorbike? Yeah.
Whoa!
Yeah.
I find that you on the ground too close to each other, there, boy. At least in a car, it had to hit a car before it did the other. But motorbike is you on the ground kissing one time, Oh, God.
Yeah, let me give you an experience, and I hope that other new persons that may be adopting or considering riding to work, etc., that when you drive in the middle of the road, right, and a car is in front of you, remember they passing over some ditch or some hole in the road, and because you riding middle of the car passes it, and you had time to deviate or to switch, you go straight inside of that. So people, what I advise, you drive on the side of the vehicle, but make certain that you be careful as well, because I also had a situation where I'm riding on the left-hand side of the vehicle, heading Port of Spain, and the vehicle turning at the late minute, not looking in the rear view to see me, and the person who was at the back of me on the bike, both of us got catapulting. I had to dive over the car front in order to save myself. When I look back, I see the fellow who was at the back bumping coming to me. He's sitting up, but he bumping coming. Next thing is white man all over his leg, So yeah, I had that experience. So I'm just as out of an abundance of caution, just telling those persons who are so engaged that there are people on the road as well, people who have their cars and so on, who feel that they're more comfortable and then looking out for anybody like yourself. So you have to look out for them. I'm just saying, out of an abundance of caution, be very, very careful.
I see Adrian 100 saying, Andy, you're supporting lawlessness. Nah, right now, it's no thing for that. But let's go to the voice notes and then they're quick. I have some voice notes to play off.
We are supposed to
have we go call Philip there in one little bit quick too.
Okay, good.
Good day, Andy. I got lots to deal with today, so I will start with Busman. Didn't I tell you to stay out of the geopolitical politics, which you know nothing about, and stop making a total idiot of yourself every day on the ground report? The second person I want to deal with is MP Camille Robinson Regis, who has no shame at all. Just listen to her on Monday night, Andy.
A pen. You all saw how excited she was with the pen. But I hope that the pen is also a wand, because that witch needs to have a wand.
Well, first it was disgusting. Gaspy Dolly, now cry Baby Robinson, Regis, disrespecting Prime, Minister Kamala, calling her a witch, Well, I too wish she had a magic wand so she could make you all disappear from TNT for the wrongdoing and mismanagement of this country today. Finally, we come to former Prime Minister Dr. Rowley, who held a scripted conference with hand-picked people of the media yesterday to answer scripted questions during a boring interview as he attacked Prime. Minister Kamala describing and calling her a Jamet. Listen to this. Shameful man, friends.
I want to see Mrs. Kamala Prasad be sister today. I told this country before that you're a Jamet. And today, if they can't come in front of me and show me an iota of evidence to support that allegation, I say again that we are unfortunate to have a Jamet as the Prime Minister of Trinidad and today. Because only a Jamet will do something like that, make a statement like that, and not be able to provide a modicum of proof or truth to support it.
Wasn't it you, Dr. Rowley, that brought a bunch of emails in that very parliament and tried to depose the same Kamala and her UNC government when they were in office then? You seem to have amnesia now. Dr. Rowley, maybe I should send you one of my pens. Oh, no, my bad. I forgot you got lots of pens on your goat farm in Tobago. Stop being disrespectful to Prime Minister Kamala. Dr. Rowley, you have a wife and 2 daughters. I wonder how they feel about your disrespectful, disgusting display yesterday. Anyway, Andy, have yourself a great day, my friend, and let's all try and be safe out there today, people.
Morning. Andy Williams, I want to ask you a question. This question might sound redundant, but I have to ask it. Is your Ground Report program a UNC program, or is it a program for the public? Because I know you have always articulated that your program is for the public. And I must say, I like how you include everybody. But what I realize is happening now, any single time me or any other caller or voice noter makes a contribution against the government, Miss people like Miss Santa Cruz just come out and attack them viciously and saying, the Bassman is a PNM, Galaxy is a PNM, this is a PNM, that is a PNM. And you want come to me with a magic wand. Everything can happen one time. With an annoying old voice. Now, I want to tell Miss Santa Cruz something. So you're saying that I am a PNM, well you is a UNC. And what? Anyways, that is how this program structured. Any single thing, nobody can make any contribution against the government without Santa Cruz and other sycophants knocking them down. You see, if everybody just agreeing with what the government doing, after a while the program will become boring and monotonous. So you have to do like what Andy said and include people who critical, contentious and controversial in order to achieve some sort of balance. Right? Anyhow, so the radar in Tobago has been dismantled. And let me tell the country something. All the radars in the Middle East have been broken, bashed, battered, and destroyed by the Iran. The missiles have damaged all the radars and the USA has no radar. So that is why they came to collect the radar from Tobago and move it out. It is to go into the Middle East and assemble it. Because right now they have nothing, USA has nothing to detect any missiles coming from Iran. The other thing, that radar that the Prime Minister had said it was to detect drugs and other contraband coming into the country. The manufacturer of the radar, as well as a United States paper, put out a document when the Prime Minister had said that, not me saying it, they were saying that the Prime Minister was lying. They said the radar is for war and to detect enemies, right? Engaged in battle. Now the radar has a distinct color. It has the army pattern that normally blends in with the surroundings. So that cannot be a war radar. So if the radar is gone now, what is happening to the crime situation according to, if you have to go with what the government position is, that the radar is to detect people at sea and drugs, etc. But what is going to happen? They will just walk right into the country and crime will go back up. Simple as that. So somebody was lying to the population of Trinidad and Tobago, because I was listening to I-95.5 yesterday with Ernie and Bert, and several people were calling and complaining and saying that how, not me, that the Prime Minister is telling lies. So we need to have some clarity on the radar, because if the radar is gone now, crime will go back up if we had to go with what the government told us. So make it make sense.
Nice. Right, so at least the whole of Trinidad and Tobago and the public knows this is not a UNC program. This is a ground report program, which is for every single one, whether it's a supporter of the UNC, a supporter of the PNM or what. And the proof is, and Busman say he's a PNM, and his voice note play, and he is included, just like anybody else that have something critical to say about the government. They can say it, as I always say, just don't break the rules of that. This is a government radio station, which means this radio station is owned. TTD is owned by the people of Trinidad and Tobago, and everybody, all in sundry, all race, all political parties, so long as it's a Trinbagonian, not even a Trinbagonian, everybody have a say on the Ground Report program. Whether I like what they say or not, whether you like what they say or not, they have a voice right here on Talk City 91.1 FM, the Ground Report. You sound like a real woman there, boy.
In addition,
Let me see
in addition to that,
let me see
he is
go ahead.
He is claiming that he is making his contributions and persons are shooting it down, for want of a better term. I'm paraphrasing.
Yeah,
but the fact is that here it is, he is making his statement, asking whether or not it's a UNC program, and somebody counters him, but still looking to have some kind of benefit or some kind of upper hand in terms of making his statement without being fettered or without having a counter position. To me, that is a built-in contradiction. It's almost an oxymoron, because Ms. Santa Cruz is right to take her position, just as how he is right to say to have his position. But he cannot say, I must have my position and Ms. Santa Cruz must respond. I think that, to me, is
But when you say how she does respond, how we say she does respond?
First
he put her voice, he put her like your voice kind of thing.
Yeah, and he has coached it that is a UNC thing, because she's somehow, for him, defending the UNC. But the fact is that she's responding to him. And he is saying, I must say what I have to say with nobody responding to me. And to me, that is contradictory, and it is a classic exemplification of an oxymoron.
But he says, Santa Cruz say, Busman is a PNM. Busman is a thing. Busman, I say with the yellow says, boy, this man making them good, boy.
Well, and of course he concluded by saying, well, if I am a PNM, then you are a UNC. So it neutralizes his argument, So you really cannot be when you're on quicksand with people like that who really don't know where they stand in terms of their narration and their contribution. But nonetheless, my friend, everybody will have their say, and you are also free to counter whatever anybody says.
Morning, nobody here. So the hot topic, of course, is the Balisay House, and the Prime Minister, along with other people, are saying that it's drug money.
with other people saying it's drug money. Go ahead. Where's that one, boy?
In the last 5 to 10 years.
Oh, all right.
Morning, nobody here. So the hot topic, of course, is the Balisay House. And the Prime Minister, along with other people, are saying that it's drug money. I have a different take. I think it was funded by the Chinese Communist Party. For a while now, I've been saying that the PNM had been captured by the Chinese Communist Party, certainly within the last 5 to 10 years. And that the backing, the financial backers of the PNM were split into 3 factions. You have the old Mannonites, you have the Rowleyites, and some people would assign who those people are, and you have the Stuart Young faction. And the Stuart Young faction for me is the Chinese Communist Party. The changing of a prime minister in this country without a general election was proof of that for me. This is how the Chinese do it around the world. They capture, especially in small island states, they capture political parties and democracies that they think that they can control. And once they've won the election, they then have control over the country. And they've done that across the Caribbean and Latin America. And once they have you, the main thing they want from you is votes in the UN, so that whenever something comes up in the UN, the Chinese can shut it down. But of course, they have a little lanyard with whatever resources and whatever. So for me, the PNM had been captured for a long time. And Balisay House is another proof. If it was drug money, the funding should have continued until the Americans did what they did the other day. But no, Balisay House screeched to an immediate end, an immediate halt, almost immediately. So that is another sign of when the Chinese lose, they realize they've lost. They cut their losses and run. Right? So you have to start thinking about our politics from a global perspective. Because that is what is playing. Right? There are empires, there are elephants that are fighting. And we were well on our way to falling on the side of the world of Russia, China, and Iran. We probably were already there. Look at the things we were doing. We were sneaking illegal Venezuelan oil. We were sneaking illegal Iranian diesel into Venezuela. Remember the tanker turning over in Tobago? We were thumbing our nose at the Americans, saying China is our preferred partner. Right? That was the former government. And I told you all, choose wisely in that election because the international ramifications will be severe. We chose wisely. And now we are correcting course. You have to start thinking of our politics, our local politics, along the lines of international politics. Because that's what's happening, whether you like it or not. At least this is my conspiracy theory. I'll add it to the rest that's floating around out there.
Andy, good morning to you, Lennox, Mikey, Nigel, and to everybody out there. Andy, so at the press conference, the Ubia man, you have to still continue calling him Ubia man, the most vulgar, distasteful, disrespectful prime minister this country has ever had, said that PNM celebrated his 70th anniversary and nobody invited him. It's good. That's just the start. They shun him. It's good. But I want to tell Weak Belly Penny, he coming for you. He coming to help remove you from that position. You better watch out. And instead of you only after Kamala, the Prime Minister, when I want to know this and I want to know that, watch your back. Watch your back with all of them who come and fail. But you see, Andy, we have to blame Patrick Manning for shoving Keith Rowley on this nation. Because when he stood up and he told the whole nation that he's a raging bull right? He have no respect or whatever, and he has been putting it up with it since 1986. Yet still, he chose him to contest the 2010 elections. He is to be blamed. Just as how we put out Kent Valley, he should have put out Kit Rowley. That today, Kit Rowley could stand up and call our Prime Minister a jamet. But you see, I keep saying it. When these PNM men and them like to disrespect women, they learn it from home. They learn it from home. That's the way they heard the visiting father speak to the mother. And that's the way they turn around now, speak to their own mother, their wives and their daughters, and the outside children mother. You hear? So he must probably call them that. It come natural for him the way he sat down there and saying it. It came natural for him. So that's the way. That's the way they speak to the women in their lives. So it's very easy to disrespect another woman. And you see, to all the women in the PNM who love it, enjoying it, jumping and waving, like when you remember when he said, what is he do, Patrick Man? You know, they were laughing and carrying. Right, all who doing that now because he called Mrs. Basabi Sessa Jamet. Right? Remember, he referring to all you too. He referring to all you and the PNM Women's League. All they continue laughing and think when men disrespect women. Thanks a lot, Andy.
Andy Lennox morning. You see this rubbish Rowley come yesterday with and trying to justify the spinning for Balize House. People have to be foolish to believe that rubbish, boy. They have to be foolish. Andy Lennox, I also see the PNM executive put out a statement contradicting what Rowley said yesterday about he didn't get invited and they put up the invitation too. And they said it was hand delivered. So who really lying, boy?
We go for a quick break and come back.
Yeah. Just put your finger on the pause. Yes.
When we come back, right here on the Ground Report program. It's not getting hot, it's hot in here. And all in sundry have a say whether you support PNM, UNC. So long as you want to have your say, you will have your say right here on the Ground Report. Just don't break the rule of tats and you have your say, whether we like it or not.
Get that number when we come back.
TTT News, every night at 7. TTT News, committed, accurate, relevant.
The microphones are down and the boots are laced up. This Good Friday, the top media houses of Trinidad and Tobago are stepping off the air and onto the field. Get ready for the Intermedia Football Cup 2026. Come out and rep your favorite media personalities as they clash for football glory and bragging rights. The best part? It's free. So bring the family, bring your coolers, and don't forget your vibe. Friday, April 3rd, Police Barracks, St. James. It's football, energy, and excitement. Kickoff at 11 a.m. The Intermedia Football Cup 2026, powered by TTT Limited. For more information, like, love, follow us on social media at TTT Live Online. No glass bottles allowed. Intermedia Football Cup 2026.
The TTT Intermedia Football Cup 2026, sponsored by Digicel, Sunshine Snacks, Blue Waters, and Stamina Energy.
Talk City 91.1. Thought-provoking conversations, bold perspectives, voices you trust. Talk City 91.1. Bigger, bolder, and more powerful than ever before.
Yes, Talk City 91.1 FM.
A brand new era of talk radio is here. With voices you know, trust, and respect. Get ready for an all-new lineup of the very best in talk. Andy Williams, Lennox Smith, Stephen Reese, Mr. X, Derek Charbodi, Roland Stewart, Sharon Farfan, Sudath Prasad, Heavy Duty, Alex Asing, Karen Francisco, Cherry-Leen Lewis, Short Pants, and more of the voices shaping the national conversation. From hard-hitting current affairs to real community issues, culture, politics, social development, and the stories that matter most to you. This is where Trinidad and Tobago comes to talk.
So I go right to on Talk City 91.1, where we're going to give you something new, something hot every day, Monday to Friday.
Listen on 91.1 FM and connect on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. Talk City 91.1. Your city, your voice.
Is your business experiencing the following symptoms? Not enough customers, low sales, slow cash flow. It's time for your business to be seen and heard by thousands of potential customers inside this new, exciting television and social media feature.
Welcome.
The 1020 with Junior K. Up for this exciting challenge and confident about your business? If you are, the 1020 feature is just for you. It's where you give your customers 10 reasons in 20 seconds why they should shop by you. This fun-filled feature will be captured, packaged, and aired on television and promoted on social media simultaneously. Small, medium, and large businesses call or WhatsApp 764-3378 or 313-4215. Let's feature your business. 1020 with Junior K. It's affordable, effective, and fun.
History in the rhythm. Issues in the spotlight. Talk City 91.1. Wake up to the issues that matter most on the Ground Report. Join Andy Williams and Lennox Smith every morning from 6 to 9 a.m. for real talk, real analysis, and real perspectives on the stories shaping our nation. News, current affairs, and voices from the ground, unfiltered and unapologetic. That's the Ground Report. Weekday mornings on Talk City 91.1, where the conversation begins.
This is Destra. Right now you're listening to Talk City 91.1. Keep it low.
Bang, 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 bang.
The Ground Report with Andy Williams and Lennox Smith.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. We are back. Time check. It's 20 minutes to the hour. We have a lot of voice notes and we have to take some calls. We're upon the number one program in Trinidad and Tobago on the morning, right here on Talk City 91.1 FM. The Ground Report. The Ground Report. There's no other. So don't even bother.
Did you check the number?
You want, let me see if you can get she. Oh boy, let me see if I can get she.
Get him is Philip Alexander.
Oh, yeah. Let me try it again there. Oh boy. Philip.
Yes, indeed. Of course, people, don't forget we have as well the what we will be calling a feature that would be aired around 8:15, just as how we aired Andy's feature around 7:15 thereabout. It is called, of course, the Word of the Day Challenge. And it's very, very simple. Have your dictionaries next to you, because I will give a word that I would want to designate as the word of the day, but we will have 2 or maybe more callers call in and give their own word of the day. So that's the word of the challenge. But the benefit to you is this, that when you identify your word and you call it in, I must be able to say what the meaning is. So you have total advantage over me, right? I wouldn't have the benefit of the dictionary, but of course I am man enough to say if I don't know it, I will tell you that I don't know the meaning of that.
Well, it's time to make sure you take off your computer there, because you might play pushing in the thing there on a laptop in front of you. Anyhow, Tobago.
Well, I'll have to verify the word that would have come to me. I would have already verified what I would have wanted to share. So I need my computer for that. But of course, if somebody calls it and say, what's the meaning of this? Of course, I will be watching you in your face and say, this is the meaning that I understand it to be.
All right, so we will make sure anytime your head goes down.
And then, of course, I will check to see whether or not, with the aid of the person saying, well, if I say I can't spell it, well, I expect them to be able to have that information so that I can verify.
Right.
All right?
So but anytime we see
word of the day challenge, yes.
So anytime we see your head go down by the computer, it means that you're cheating, right? But anyhow, Trinidad and Tobago, where it gave me great privilege and honor to introduce a man who we all have seen grown, who we all know will play a role in fixing Trinidad and Tobago, a fighter, a true patriot of our beautiful Twin Island Republic, hard-working junior minister in that housing ministry, the Honorable Senator Philip Alexander. A pleasant good morning to you, my brother Senator.
Morning, Andy. Morning, Lennox. Morning, team. Thank you for that wonderful introduction. Good morning to all your listeners all around the world.
Well, it's on the ground report. You can't get it better. That being as it may, we thought we should, invite you in this morning because Wendell Mitchell, the former minister of tourism, it went viral. In fact, where of course he gave the impression that power has intoxicated you and make you giddy, and therefore you're abusing your office, etc., by parking in a what is considered to be a handicap spot. And of course, I thought it was important to invite you. It may sound frivolous, but for these people, any port for a political revival storm. And I thought I would ask you, but at the same time about that, and at the same time give us an update as to what is happening in the Ministry of Housing as far as your portfolio is concerned. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, thanks for the call, thanks for the interview. And I want to say to all your listeners, the reality is that situation is an ongoing situation causing real stress for the owners of Royal Palm Plaza and Superfarm and even Massey stores in Maraval. There's a food court that was opened by the Abboud family on what used to be the Banchan House Hotel. And if you're familiar with the food court model, it's 8, 10 restaurants, businesses, 12, 20 opening in one place. But it didn't get enough parking. So when the owners and the workers that in all of these little businesses, because a business can be 5,000 square feet, it could be 500 square feet, it still requires a certain amount of people to run it. And when those people come and park up in the car park, they have no parking for the customers. The place new and it's popular, benefited from newness. So people who trying to go there, parking and filling up all the Royal Palm Plaza spots, all the Superfarm spots, now they're not set up to deal with people coming and take the parking because that's not something they were experiencing before. So that's a situation they're trying to deal with. Burger King had to go and install poles in their parking to prevent people from that same place coming and parking there. So there's a lot of drama going on. When I went, there were no spots and I was leaving, but the security guard knew me to make take a spot there. So I took a park there and then I talked to him. And he said the only spots, he outside in the yard because he giving people parking the handicap spots. When I walk inside Superfarm, the whole car park packed and nobody inside the store. So they're under pressure because their parking getting used anyway. I am the person, Randall Mitchell can't talk about me. I am the person that fought for handicap parking in this country. And I am upset that this became an issue because I fought with people who misuse handicap parking spaces. The reality of the situation is it wasn't that, but I know he is a failed politician who lost a PNM safe seat, have to find something to make himself relevant. And he's a nobody will take him on. When you go on his wall and you watch and see, every post he posts busts, but people like him and Amy Brown, if they call your name, they get a mileage. I want you to understand, and I understand this now. If that was anybody, if that was anybody else, if not going viral, if that was anybody else, if not ending up on TV6 and in the Express, it's a silly, it's a non-story. every single day in the Senate, I'll give you another example. The Senate President, the Honorable Wade Mark, he doesn't like phones going off. So he instituted a rule that if you forget to turn off your phone and your phone go off, he might send you outside for 20 minutes. That happened repeatedly. But because it happened to me once, and it only happened to me because I had to leave the chamber to do something to come back in the chamber, and I put back on my phone so I didn't miss what was going on in the chamber in case I had to respond. But Amory Brown was talking when my phone went off. So the Parliament cameras are on him. I'm on the opposite side of the chamber. Nobody watching me. Nobody knows who phone go off. Yes. The president don't call your name. He say, whoever it is, take a 10 minutes outside. Take a 20 minutes outside. Whatever. But Amory Brown have to call my name so that the cameras could then look at me. Because that's the only way these little failed politicians getting any kind of mileage. Nobody taking them on. Keith Rowley had to call the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago a Jamet. They have to engage in sensationalism because nobody have any interest in what the PNM have to say. And I tell Trinidad and Tobago this. They're given the impression that they have this big following. At this point in time, Penny Beckers can't get maxi taxis to bring people to her event, to try and make the event look like. The people of Trinidad and Tobago want improvement. They want change. They're upset by a lot of things, but they know the PNM is not the solution.
Yeah. Well, before we get to the improvement part in terms of your specific portfolio, I just want to say that people have been asking us, and of course they appear to be sharing your view, that if the intent was honorable, at least he was incensed or concerned about your presence there, because obviously he would have known your vehicle, then he could have, by way of courtesy, contacted you or searched for you, because I don't think you would be you would have been distant from the vehicle and inquire. But instead, of course, he went clandestinely, if you want to call it, or sheepishly, and post that up for political mileage. So you are quite correct. I think the consensus is that looking for mileage that simply does not exist, but trying
These are
to
non-issues.
live.
I appreciate that. I appreciate you bringing up the issue to clear it up. But the public, the majority of the people on the threads saying, you could tell when you're on an overtly PNM thread, you will get links on an overtly PNM thread, but it's not a lot of people, and it is the same names that you're seeing over and over. If you see a fresh name, and it's a name that's not a human name, it's some kind of alias name, and you click the name, and you see it have two friends, and then you go and you look and you see when last they post, and they're not posting nowhere. That means that profile is set up just to make mischief. This is not a human Trinidadian sharing an opinion. This is some little PNM troll operating multiples of fake profiles. They have fake profiles arguing with each other on threads. I saw a whole PNM thread the other day. I didn't see one real human being in the conversation, because you, Andy and Lennox, you all out there long time. You know what?
abusing the AI technology.
Nice.
But
before you go,
let's get on serious now.
You have 3 minutes.
Go ahead.
You have 3 minutes, Minister. Give us an update of what's going on in the ministry there and your portfolio.
We're fixing it. We're fixing it.
Go ahead.
The Honorable MP Ernesto Queza, if you remember, we went down to Lakeview a couple months ago to see the disaster that was the Lakeview project. The PNM had this thing collapsing, no sewage treatment. The raw sewage was running into the lake, this view. People, they never built surface drains. The entire project was an insanity. We went down there to fix it. The land was never vested. A lot of these things, we have to solve this problem with a lot of these projects. The land not vested in the actual HDC, so they were bending the law, if not breaking it. So we fixing it. You're seeing the Honorable Saddam Hussein come into Parliament to keep vesting land in projects. That's old projects. That's not new projects. We're trying to fix PNM madness. In Lakeview, 246 homeowners are being given the opportunity to own the homes they've been living in. The Prime Minister, the Honorable Kamala Persad-Bissessar, wants the people of Trinidad and Tobago in their homes. And Feroz Khan, the chairman, and Ernesto Quezada and myself, this was arranged and negotiated for the people to be able to get into their homes. And the beautiful thing is they're not paying today's price. They're paying the price when they signed on and they moved in 10 years ago. These people benefiting from the UNC being in office, and I have to say that because we could have sold them those houses for 1.1 million. The demand is so huge, but they're getting those houses for when they moved in the house $200,000 and $300,000. So they're saving hundreds of thousands of dollars just because this government wants to deal with them properly. And Ernesto Quezada, I want to tell you something, as a minister in the Ministry of Energy and as a member of Parliament, that man don't stop. He did not stop working on this project to get it to the point where the land is going to be vested in their own management company, and all of the people who are living in that project are going to own their own homes. And I think that he deserves all the applause for that. I'm happy to be there to help him. But we have many like that going on. You would see that people who have been abusing the compounds, taking over common areas, building out without permission. We're dealing with all of that. This is no longer the feeding frenzy. The Friends Family Financier Plan that the PNM had. PNM financiers were being allowed to buy HDC houses today and sell it in 6 months and pocket the subsidy. And the subsidy is hundreds of thousands of dollars. We're stopping that. We're dealing with all of it. And the Housing Development Corporation is not only going to be able to give away houses, but it's going to be profitably.
You'll have to give us your closing remarks.
I'm happy to say that the Housing Development Corporation and the Ministry of Housing is delivering to the level the Prime Minister wants, and very soon you're going to see groundbreaking ceremonies for plenty new projects that's going to be delivering plenty houses. Thanks a lot for having me on board, guys. You know I love the show.
No problem, my
We'll see you later.
Oh boy, go for that needed break, my brother. Oh my God.
Your news, anytime, anywhere. TTT News brings you the facts that matter most. On air and online. More ways to stay informed. TTT News covers the stories that matter. Join us nightly at 7. TTT News. Committed, accurate, relevant.
This Good Friday, April 3rd, join the La Hoquita Gospel Foundation for their powerful drama production, The Choice, at La Hoquita Gospel Foundation, La Hoquita Boulevard from 6 p.m. Make that choice that changes everything or be part of something life-changing. Friday, April 3rd, refreshments will be on sale. The Choice, La Hoquita Gospel Foundation, where faith meets transformation.
The Trinidad and Tobago online arrival and departure card platform will go live on March 17, 2026. This secure platform can be accessed at travel.gov.tt. It is free, convenient, and required information can be completed within a few minutes. Passengers must create an account using a valid email address to access the portal, which will be available 72 hours prior to travel. The online arrival and departure card is a mandatory declaration for all international passengers and replaces the former process of filling a paper form. To complete the online arrival and departure card, each traveler must have flight information, a valid passport, and must upload a picture of the passport biodata page. Receipts for immigration and customs containing a QR code will be generated upon submission. Download and save the receipts, which will also be sent via email. Edits can be made to the declaration prior to the day of travel. However, if any changes are required on the day of travel, passengers must complete a new online arrival and departure card. The QR code may be required before boarding and must be presented to officials upon arrival and departure. A transformative travel experience awaits. This was a production of the Information Division, Office of the Prime Minister.
You can listen on Talk City 91.1 FM and stay connected on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok, wherever you are. voices you know, trust, and respect of the very best in talk. Talk City 91.1.
This is Destra, and you're listening to the Ground Report on Talk City. Keep it locked. Bang, 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 bang.
The Ground Report with Andy Williams and Lennox Smith.
This man, Rowley, have no authority to speak to anybody about anything. This is a man who has sex with a 16-year-old.
Andy, good morning. Big Ram here, my brother. I want to wish you and the crew all the best, my brother. Andy, something is wrong with Rowley. You know, he's not right in his head. But all I can say to Rowley, brother, go rest yourself. Go see about your goat and your pig. Have a blessed day, my brother. Andy.
Andy, morning. Lennox. Snipes. Andy, hear this, eh? You see how because Kamala made this statement concerning the PNM house, the Balize house, how Rowley had to try to convince people or justify where they get the money and thing because they're worried because they know what they did was wrong. So they try now to justify everything concerning that Balize house. But we know better than that. All of a sudden he have news conference and all kind of thing because he's trying to convince the public that they make the money XYZ. Come on now, man, Rowley, man. Who is you trying to fool? Who is you trying to fool?
Good day. In my time, a raffle ticket was $1 or $2. You hardly ever hear about people selling raffles anymore. I assume presently it's probably about $10 to $20 for a raffle ticket now. Let's assume that even if someone paid $100 for a raffle ticket, which is exorbitant, right? In order to spend $100 million, you will need to spend to sell 1 million raffle tickets, which means every single adult in Trinidad and Tobago would have had to purchase a raffle ticket for $100. And if any of us ask any one of our friends or acquaintances, no one ever purchased any raffle ticket towards the building of the Balize house. I thank you.
Thank you very much. Don't forget tonight, Corridor Transformation with yours truly, Lennox Smith. Coming up next, Mr. X, Stefan, with Off the Record. Yes, that big program after the Ground Report. So keep your dialogue. Trinidad and Tobago, be safe on the nation roads. On behalf of the Ground Report team, I'm Andy Williams, better known as the Pitbull of Radio. We are saying, until tomorrow, please go at same time, same place. We are out of here.
Bang, bang, bang.
Talk City 91.1 FM. Talk.
Cabinet has approved the establishment of the regulatory framework for the registration and management of classic, antique, and vintage vehicles in Trinidad and Tobago.
Music.
Better days are coming. Better days are coming.
Culture.
We are now in a state where I can now proudly announce that our gas production will increase by a significant amount given all the various projects that are now expected to come online.
Engaging conversations, latest news, our music. This is Talk City 91.1 FM.
Tune in to the Holy Trinity Cathedral program on Talk City 91.1 FM every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Mark your calendar. It's a great way to stay connected with the spiritual reflections, uplifting messages, and community updates right here with us on Talk City 91.1 FM.
South Trinidad, we're turning up the love.